Close that door for me. See that? You see that? They got the idea to introduce two villains with content. Why we can't get two heroes with content? That's all I'm saying. And now we get to see this trailer again. Some more paper. Okay, so we gonna actually play a little bit, eh? Uh huh. Anything can happen. Debugged units. Yeah. Last week's build. Is this the build we gonna get with the update? Really, bro? Built back. See, I don't see any difference in the speed of him running You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's just Captain America with a fucking Black Panther skin on it as far as him running. Yeah. Shit, that don't take nothing. I mean, I say that ain't taking nothing away from what we got going on here. You know what I'm saying? We still we still getting Black Panther, and yeah, I mean, thank God. I'd definitely be grinding the card out because I'll be able to buy it for free thanks to them. when them overcharged vibranium fellas they was talking about. This boy died showing us the game, dude. Come on, man. And the dude, the people they be having. What? Yeah. Well, yeah, Katie wouldn't know. Already has a trash collection of recolors. Yeah. Black Panther. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, that challenge card is just. That's just what they threw in the challenge card. We already know what's coming for the store at $14 a piece. This boy done already took a death trying to show us what the game is about. But you play the game though. It don't matter what character you got in your hands, you still know how to play the game at some point, man. Or getting tossed around out here. That's what's going on. Like I say, if they didn't have the combat style, combat down pack, man, it'd really that'd be one of the main things hurting this game. But I still know they say they did a little running. He was running with Black Panther earlier, and bruh, he was running at the same speed as Captain America. It looked slow. Uh, what? Good lord! Now, looking at this, somebody said the other day in my comment section that they'd like to see Wolverine as an Xbox exclusive, and being as they have this pounce move with Black Panther on here, Wolverine would be a damn good addition to the game right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you bringing in the pounce moves, at least that gives some kind of. It would give somebody hope, but having using that word hope when it comes to this game is a long shot. Yeah, that Hurricane Rano, he was all off his shoulders and whatnot. And that's what somebody was talking about the other day. I think that was Kyle talking about it. And he was like, man, half your takedowns don't even fucking connect properly, man. I mean, shoot, that as him running right now, all I see is Captain America, bro. Him double jumping, all I see is Captain America. That man should be moving. He should be blazing through this forest, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I ain't bashing the game. These are things that they should know up there. You know what I'm saying? They should know that hey, Captain America and Black Panther traversal is not exactly what we expected it to be or wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should make them a little. We should make them faster. It's a fucking Black Panther and a super soldier. They these boys ran at least 100 miles an hour on the highway in Civil War. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that and during Civil War, I mean, shit, that they ain't even put no MCU skins from Civil War in the game because that's where Black Panther originally showed up at, right? We're like, come on, man. They gonna put Avengers, the first Avengers movie, in the damn war as for the first Avengers Captain America movie skin in there. Come on now, bro. That it should have been a Black Panther skin, not a Captain America skin coming. Looks like I'm gonna be hopping through the jungle the whole time again. Yeah, looks like it. But you know what? I said it the other day in that video. This jungle looks. This jungle is probably the best looking biome that they got on the game, considering that they used to these type of things with Tomb Raider and everything. Ain't no way in hell they get the jungle setting messed up. You know what I'm saying? At least it was some. At least it was something they were familiar with. We could one could only hope so, I guess. But like I said, man, that's kind of ass backwards or bass backwards, however you want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Captain America skin should get dropped Thursday. War for some for Black Panther should have been dropped on the release of Black Panther. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm sure Captain America may have played given the history of Wakanda. According to this game, Captain America was around, so I'm guessing that that's probably why they doing that or whatnot. But I don't know. Hell, the other day, Brian Wagner was streaming. I hopped up on his stream the other day, try to ask him questions and whatnot. I'm like, man, look, when you gonna start implementing some of them Marvel Heroes Omega ideas, man? He say his response to me was he doesn't have directly. He doesn't have any. There aren't any plans to introduce those kind of any ideas or features from Marvel Heroes Omega directly. So that just leads me to believe that what maybe he gonna do, maybe he gonna slip something in the game itself. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get that skin tomorrow? Yeah, man. Spot on you then, brother. I'm gonna take the free credits that I earned from finishing off Black Widow and Thor, and possibly maybe either one unlock his challenge card. And yeah, he got a channel over there on Twitch. I think his name is Ars Asros or some shit like that. AR5OS, something like that. Yeah, he over there on Twitch. But yeah, I think I'm gonna either one get their little challenge card, or two, I'll just wait and hold and see if they drop Black Panther's MCU skin. But you know, like I said before, man, I gave you boys $60. Well, I gave you $90 already, and I don't think I'm gonna be giving you any more money for nothing that ain't worth giving you money for. I let I don't. It's not it's not the game that I wanted, and as they're not making the game for me. That I understand, but damn, shit. Apparently people would just accept any kind of Marvel game these days. unfortunately, you spend real money to get it. Oh, it's all good. To each his own, man. Uh oh, we got puzzles. Aldrich Killian. Nobody want to see Aldrich Killian as no villain sector, man. What a big time. What's up with all these these B list villains that they throw it up into this game, bro? What a top tier villains at, man? Sure, they got plenty of puzzles like this on Tomb Raider, man. You should be right at home. They better show us new roadmap at the end of this, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are actually watching this in hopes that they're gonna get some kind of Spider-Man news or something. Like they didn't already said that Spider-Man will be dropping this year. I'm assuming that they ain't got no choice but to drop Spider-Man this year. If they can't wait to Spider-Man can't get pushed off to 2022 when the game about to be going into its second year. It should have been a pre-order in the first year. You know what I mean? I mean, hell, we already will be going into the second year of this game come September. I mean, shit, dude, I'm like I say, I'm not a spy. I'm not that much of a Spider-Man fan and all that. I like the character and everything, but I don't believe that. I mean, I don't know how well he's going to perform in this world, given the limitations of the game and what all he can do. You know what I'm saying? Chest chest look like Wakanda. Got new skins for the chest too. Wakandan skins on the chest. Only thing that one of the things that gets me excited is the fact that the new UI is paving the way for loadouts in the game. You know what I'm saying? Because think about all the gear you have in your inventory or you have in your locker that you want to use that you just don't want to use because you don't want to swap off the gear you got, but you didn't see that missile coming, buddy. You didn't see that one coming either. Damn. Oh look, we got Wakanda lasers now, man. What, bro? Oh man, Jesus. Apparently, this the chick who played Kamala Khan. Probably the only person that they can get to come into the office today and or get online to help them do this with since we didn't. But we about to end up with that. I suppose after this mission, he said we're gonna talk to some of the cast members. 8 a.m. Chances are that'll be like 10 o'clock where I'm at. Can't help but hear Kratos in his voice though, man. Though he trying to put that Wakandan swing on it, man. It just can't help but hear Kratos in Chris Judge voice, man. Oh, there go you aim spiders. Yep. Marvel Future Revolution does drop next week, man. I'll be playing a whole lot more of that. Hopefully I can get the I don't want to have to play it on my phone. I'd rather play it via emulator or whatnot. I'm pretty sure I have a better time playing it on my emulator from my computer. That way I can at least play with my controller. But I know for a fact, man, I'll be grinding the hell out of that game, dude. I play it here when I can, mostly at overnight or whatnot. That's when I get the smoothest signal or whatnot. But shit, you see what happened last time I tried to stream that. Being unconnected to that Canadian server, man, is just it's brutal, man. It's lags up. I mean, not a smooth signal, so that's why I don't play that as much. But I do got a few. I have played with more than a few of the characters. I started off with Storm. I moved into Doctor Strange. I played with Star Lord. I was just now beginning to play with Iron Man. I tried out Cap too, but yeah, I like Storm a lot in that game. I can't wait to see what they're talking about bringing new characters over there. They talking about bringing the Winter Soldier and Scarlet Witch on to the game on Marvel Future Revolution. So shit, that definitely gonna be something I want to get. I want to get my hands on, especially Scarlet Witch. Get my hands all over her. But yeah, once this war table is over with, man, I'm gonna hop on the game here. Cause I did my OLT last night with Thor and all my gauntlets and shit. I'll probably try it again. Well, I'm sure I'll try it again. I'll probably try it again with Widow since I gotta finish her. I'll at least do the gauntlet. And right now in Future Revolution, I'd have to say Storm. I love Storm. I like Storm. I like Doctor Strange. I didn't get to try Spider Man. I didn't want to even try with my fucking the way the signal connection was and whatnot. Yeah, I'm playing Avengers later. I'm gonna play some Avengers later on today after this stream or whatnot. Put the stream on and sit back and play a little bit, grind some shit. I still got to get those finish off those Black Widows challenge cards so I can get that free 500 credits. All these Tomb Raider esque puzzles, man. All these all these Tomb Raider like puzzles. Boy, I tell you, I know they had fun doing this Wakanda expansion because of the simple fact that they got a chance to actually do some stuff that they seem familiar with, man. This shit just right out of Tomb Raider, man. I'm telling you, Wakanda, Jesus, holy shit. Fighting for the XP, dude. You don't. You, you ain't gonna even play the game. Don't fall off, man. You already done died once on stream. Tell you, boy, it just looked like Cap running out there. That boy should have been fucking grabbing on the side of left side of those cliffs and whatnot, claws digging into the sea. Come on, man. Uh-oh, Crossbones. New villain. I mean, what's up with the B and C villain list in this game, man? Okay. Damn, buddy, dodge, parry, something. Good God. Really? What was the point of upgrading just that little bit? Does this look, KD? Does this look like this dude plays the game with these decisions that he's making right now? Does this look like something that he does on a daily basis? Nigga taking more of a beating than he giving. Look like move, move. Okay, damn. Oh shit. Damn, he used something to interrupt that. See that? My boy done put the big gun up and got down to brass taxes. He throwing punches with Panther now. Hold on. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, you sitting here looking at him like, man, I've got our main captain. Man, bro. Look, I know we all get hit and all that. The game gonna make it possible. We ain't gonna dodge everything. But, dude, it don't look like he trying to dodge nothing at all. At first, it didn't look like he was trying to dodge anything at all. Crossbones is very underwhelming. This boss fight is very underwhelming. Notice he didn't use the lock on system yet because that shit's broken in the motherfucker. Every time you lock on to them, the minute they start moving, and you lose the lock on, dude. That was the problem I was having last night trying to do my OLT with Thor. Yeah, I'm locking on to him and shit. It ain't nothing going on. Oh, look at that. Crossbones. We live to fight Crossbones again. Right. Yeah, that was not the best. That was that was almost as whack as fighting Taskmaster and the fucking what's the name at the beginning of the damn game of the campaign. It's almost as whack. Well, yeah, Taskmaster put up more of a fight in multiplayer mode. Man, come on. See, that's what throws people. That's what threw me off at first. I understand that that first mission is like you playing with the character, getting comfortable with the character and all that. So it's just him that you're playing with. Now it seems like any other mission after that, you'll be able to actually, invite your friends in, and then y'all can finish the storyline together and whatnot. I mean, I've seen games that had to where the opening mission was meant to it played out cutscene wise as a solo player thing. Like you go through it together with with people, and then all of a sudden when you're doing the cutscenes, you know what I'm saying? What up, Crow? He say where about? What up, Kronos, man? All right, so I guess we got some conversations to have here. What's up, Kronos, brother? How goes it, man? Sitting here peeping out the new War for Wakanda expansion. You know what I'm saying? They just played the first mission and whatnot. I mean, that first mission, that boss battle with Claw, I mean, with Crossbones is absolutely that was just absolutely underwhelming in my opinion, man. Yes, sir. If you hadn't smashed that like button on your way in, by all means do so, man. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe if you haven't. You know what I mean? Getting ready for the War for Wakanda expansion. It'll be releasing tomorrow around 8 a.m. They say. I'm sure that's gonna be like around 10 or 12 my time. Who knows? But yes, I will be playing, man. Got the day off, huh? That's what's up, man. You gonna get some God of War videos up, man? I know you just put one up there. I was looking at it here on my phone. Yeah, Pacific Standard. That definitely. That's. I'll definitely be getting it around 10. Be able to play it around 10 or so. I'm Central. I'm in the Central, so yeah, 10 or 11. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. Sandra Side looking good. Time to chill. I feel you, man. I put up a few videos. I when I jumped up, shit, it was about 10. They said this was supposed to start at 10. So I was already sitting here waiting, and I go to the page, and it was like, yeah, you got 2 hours. I was like, oh shit. I had some other stuff to take care of, so I went and did that. Made it back here just in time, as a matter of fact, just when it was starting. They talking about they finna be doing it for the next 3 hours, but look here, have your conversation and get back to some games. I think they say they're gonna play the next mission too, so we'll be able to get to see that. And of course, this the part of the damn stream where they want to pat themselves on the back and not answer questions, which is why I'm not even going over there to even try to type anything in. These guys, they don't they see the questions they want to see. They want to see. They don't want to answer none of the hard hitting questions. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Chronos. KD Chronos got a channel, man. Go on over there and check him out, man. This man is the like the maestro of God of War bugging, man. That boy, he plays that game on a whole nother level, man. It's very enjoyable, man. You can go over there and check him out. Subscribe to his channel, man, for sure. Same likewise with KD Chronos. KD got a channel as well too, man. Shit, swap up. Look, we gotta help each other out, man. That's what I'm all about. Helping you with it. Everybody else already got they group that they run with, and they try to help each other out, man. We gotta look out for each other. You know what I'm saying? So shoot, I'm always gonna spread the word. And look here, Kamala. Hey, you did. It'd be a good game to put on the channel, man. When I got the game, man. When I got it, I was burning through it. Like, that's why I was telling Chronos, bro. I was like, man, I played that game so much I would have beat it in no time. And I hate when I beat games so too fast. Cause then I feel like, damn, ain't nothing else to do with the motherfucker now, you know what I'm saying? So I said about when I realized I was about halfway through it, I had to put it down, man. I had to put it down for a little bit and I just never went back to play it. I did the same thing with Batman Arkham Knight. I put it down and I never went back to play it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I say, man, this game, the Avengers is not a bad game. I just think that the fact that Crystal Dynamics ain't never they have never done a live service game before. This is they in new territory. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how and what to do and how to distribute this content. Like I said at the beginning of the live stream, they're taking now they're introducing two villains. This is the first time they're introducing two villains with with a DLC. But what's up with the B and C rate villains, man? What a top tier villains at, man? What Thanos and Doctor Doom and you know what I'm saying? What these dudes at? We fighting Modoc, you know what I'm saying? And Super Adaptoids and Monica Rappuccini. I didn't even know who the hell she was until they said Scientist Supreme. I'm like, oh shit. I thought the Scientist Supreme was a dude. I'm saying we need to get some villains that we familiar with. You know what I mean? Not ones that we know of and whatnot. You know, it's cool to shine a light on some unseen, characters, but shit, they should be in the game as regular boss fights, challenging boss fights, not fucking super adaptoid OLT challenging when they just toss every damn modifier and debuff at you, missiles flying from all angles and shit. Yeah, the arc Batman is my shit. Batman was my shit, man. Is my shit. I enjoyed the Arkham games a lot. That's just I enjoyed the open world element of the Arkham games. You know, at the first one, yeah, it was just centered around Arkham and whatnot, and then you had Arkham City, and then Arkham Knight was nothing but an Arkham City 2.0. You know what I'm saying? But instead of just being around the area of Arkham, you were around all of Gotham. It just takes its time. Oh yeah, we definitely we definitely gonna have to link up and whatnot and get a stream. I will be streaming more and more Avengers while Black Panther is fresh and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Grind them out, get them up to 150. See if I can find him a decent build. See what other moves he got. That's one thing they hadn't talked about. Uh, they hadn't talked about or they hadn't showed like the skills list and what moves, how moves change up when you use them and whatnot, the masteries and whatnot. But hopefully that's something they're gonna disclose here in the stream. Oh yeah, we gonna be there. King Dominicano say he's streaming tomorrow. All right, that's what's up. Oh yeah, you gonna need to. He gonna like Captain America. I'm pretty sure he gonna become one of my main because I like the hand to hand combat. You know what I'm saying? That's why I choose Captain America so much. Play with Captain America so much. I like hand to hand combat. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, man. The thing about Arkham, this is just the downtime in it. You know what I mean? The flying from here to here, all the detective work and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Scanning areas, doing Batman stuff. You know what I mean? Batman was one of those games that wasn't. It didn't have a linear path most other games would have. It had more of a open. It had that big open world element to it. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I'm sure. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I looked over at Twitch when I was came over here to Twitch. I ain't never seen so many. The Avengers had some high numbers. Let's just say they had about almost close to 500 viewers today. It's just people streaming the game and getting ready for this war for Wakanda. See what she just said it. They wanted to basically throw some respect on some characters' names that nobody really pay much attention to. That's why they brought Claw in here. You know what I mean? I mean, hey, let me ask you a question. Would you have rather seen Killmonger or Ulysses Claw in this content? I mean, shit, I would have rather seen Killmonger with Ulysses Claw and Crossbones as sub bosses. That would have been legit. Yeah, I notice a lot of people don't do Twitch all that much, Chronos, man. That's why I'm here lately. I've been bringing the streaming over here to YouTube a little bit. Yeah, all my characters are at least 150 except for the two archers and Kamala. I'm not. I just can't get behind the archers, man. One, that was a bad decision. Two, I'm not feeling the combat style of both of them. You know what I'm saying? And Kamala, I think that Kamala may have served a good purpose as a Mister Fantastic, you know, template. I mean, shit. I could imagine them saying, "Hey, we gonna throw Mister Fantastic on Kamala Khan as a skin and create him." That would have been legit. Shit, it was free last weekend for the weekend, but I'm sure now I think it's what like $30, I believe. I know they trying to sell it. They trying to sell it at a outstandingly low price so they can get people back in the groove and get them numbers back up. But shit, $40, eh? They done chunked it up $10, eh? You say you go cop it. You get the Avengers Kronos, man. Kronos say, man, I just can't buy it you couldn't buy it at the time when it first came out, man. It was just too much going on. I feel you. I feel you. That's how after Avengers, man, I didn't I didn't kind of develop that same thing. It did. I think Avengers was the last game I pre-ordered. Here now lately, if I buy a game, man, I wait for a while before it actually. But not like Back for Blood, they just released the Back for Blood beta in the store for free. Man, that game ain't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not pre-order. I wasn't finna pre-order that shit just to play the beta. You know what I'm saying? That be that you for the pre-order. You pre-order in the game. Yeah, you can easily go to GameStop and whatnot, but shit. Nah, I ain't got the no real Storm 4. Be careful, Lee. These boys over here talking about their feelings about the game. What is a fighting game? And you know what sucks, man? I used to love fighting games, dude. That used to be like one of the only genres I really played. But after so long, bro, it fell off, man. They started doing things that other companies was doing, like locking core characters behind a paywall and shit. That was me coming out. Good God Almighty, 72 gigs, good, bruh. This fucking Avengers game down there as big as a fucking Call of Duty game, bro. What the hell? Jesus Christ. Don't you? Sometimes I just wish is that they just understand that ain't nobody here. If y'all not gonna do no answer no real questions about the game, I just talking about y'all personal lives and whatnot. That's all cool and good, you know what I'm saying. Sandra look like she ain't got no ring on her finger and whatnot, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm interested. You know, oh shit, at this it used to matter who you was playing with, but shit, yeah. Now that they didn't brought back the whole now that they brought back the ability to actually, have two of the same characters on the map now, shit, it's all good, my brother. Some people they got mains, dude. This game is about having the main. That's why I said I don't understand why it just didn't feel like that kind. You know what I mean? I feel like having all these characters to play from, not only should you have been ready with such things like loadouts and character builds and all that stuff and a recalibration machine, but I don't know. Let's turn it back up so we can hear the game. Man, I can't help but hear Kratos in this man's voice, man. That boy standoffish, ain't he? All these hero logos all over the place. Unusual. Guys, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you for coming in. Don't forget to drop a like on your way in and subscribe if you're new. Checking out the War for Wakanda stream. War table. I think they said they did the war table, so these mugs did the war table without streaming it. Because I was on the channel the whole time. Yeah, I had to take Warzone off my system too, bro. That shit was taking up too much space for no reason. I don't even play Warzone, so the Captain of America. Zawa fought it. They've had a year to figure out how that they want to distribute this game and present it. You know, I take nothing from the look and feel of what goes on in the game. My only issue is they don't have a lot to do, and that hurts because I can sit here and play this game for hours, dude. If I knew that it was something I had something to always do or something to always grind toward, you know what I'm saying, without being limited to what I can do, like I don't know, being able to play an OLT as many times as I want until I can grind the gear that I want to make my hero as strong as I need him to be. You know, that's the only thing missing about the game as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I like to see Captain America from Infinity War when he was in Black Wakanda when he had the two shields on his arm. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't know how to work that out. Kind of how we ain't get no Stormbreaker with Thor. They wouldn't give us that. Oh man, all contents for you. Appreciate the subscribe, man. It does look damn good. I'm loving Wakanda right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. This probably be the only outpost I hang out at. Cause I had to get off that helicarrier, so I ain't got at the Shield outpost. But shit, I'll definitely be hanging out here in Wakanda permanently, nigga. Hated those shields and Captain America had in Avengers. With you ain't like him. I thought they was kind. I don't know why he didn't have his shield considering that you were in the land of vibranium. I mean, he did give it back to Tony, but he could have easily had another. Have you know he could have easily had a different shield, but they was all right. They brought more of his physical side out. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Shack content. All contents for you. Welcome to the Beanie Shack, baby. Okay, here we go. World of Wakanda. Let's get to this next mission. See what we looking at.
I recognize the Avengers as allies of Wakanda. Thank you. I hope we do you justice. You will have to get used to keeping up with me. That's my brother's version of a warm welcome. You will also have to get used to that. Shuri sounds great.
Shuri about the only one that sounds like Letitia Wright from the actual movies. I just can't really. I can't get over just hearing Kratos in this man's voice, man. Had to take off that damn helmet. It is Kratos under there, dude. Hey, they did make Black Panther's character buff, nigga. That boy swole in that suit, nigga.
You cannot handle close forces alone. He's not just Claw. He has turned our defense systems against us. Impossible. We've lost his signal. If Claw has broken the Kimoyo encryption.
Oh yeah, let me turn him up.
Then I think it is about time the Avengers see what the Black Panther is truly capable
Oh,
of.
it's actually all the way up. I think that's just on their end, man. Hold on, let me
Do the initial one. Here's where you start playing with the Avengers. Obviously, you can start having people search. Again, we said this before. Debugs, pre-release code. Sandra, don't throw it in my face. I swear. Right. Try it again. It's always good when you look over at the Crystal Dynamics representative and you just shrugs. I love it. Thank you very much. Again, we were behind schedule. I love the shrug. I love these like lines that fade in and out of your headphones. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, yeah. As you run by. Yeah. Avengers, I hope you have familiarized yourselves with.
that boy just skip. I see that. You know, I just noticed that.
Ah, download failed. Mission download is the reporting mission. Sandra, here's where lesser hosts, lesser producers would panic. You know what I mean? We're supposed to play the second mission. Is something wrong with this? Bug stuff on the unreleased code that's already being, prepped for blah blah blah. We don't panic.
No,
Kevin.
we're
Kevin, do you read me? Can we play the second mission that I gave you, the video? Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. We planned for what if Greg dies? What if I explode? What if there's a gas leak? What if a dinosaur tears apart my house? What if Sandra has to host this by herself? We have backup video. We have contingency plans. Everything's gonna be fine. Go over there. Bananas in the chat says, yeah, do you have Black Panther's harm room? Yeah, we have Black Panther's harm room. And guess what? You were already going to get Black Panther in a harm room with the 150 character. You don't have to worry about that. We're not burning that here. We're not using that here. That's coming up later.
I love this, Greg. Someone is using your face as an emoji.
Oh, yeah, I have a lot of emojis up there. I don't know if they're very popular on the internet.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, Kevin's giving me questions. Yeah, let it play in the little window and we can just watch it. There you go.
No problem, man.
Can you scrub through to when we launch the mission?
Thank you, Karmic Justice.
Be honest. You just wanted to show off.
It only took me 14, 15 years in the industry to have a backup. You know what I mean? Because 3 years ago, I don't want to know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Easy Allies is hosting this. They panic. They jump out the window. But us, kind of funny. We're fine. We got it.
Yeah, we're good.
Thank you.
Sandra,
I hope we do you justice.
Yes.
what is standing out to you most so far as we go and watch all this?
Did he just fast forward some shit or something? Did you see that?
Voice acting a lot.
Sure, that counts.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, are we in? Excellent. Well, it's that thing. I didn't know if people were seeing what I was seeing. So here we go. We're off to the races here as we watch pre-can down. I know Greg's not playing. You're upset about it. I understand, but don't worry. I'm sure this person's fine. Of course, you get to play this tomorrow when Marvel's Avengers launches its War for Wakanda expansion around 8 a.m. Pacific time, as we've talked about.
The war table video.
Here we go. Finally we get to see Black Panther team up with the Avengers.
What the hell was it? Because I thought they were supposed to
teaming up.
have it on this stream. I was looking. I didn't see any damn war table.
Soon. Chris Judge, Erica, Deborah.
They talked about it. I heard them just say that they did it. That they did it before they started the stream.
Don't you worry. The cast is up next. You get a taste. Oh, there you are. That's you again. In bacon.
My eyes are just. Hey.
What?
Thank you.
Oh shit.
That wasn't all right.
Yeah, I know, right? I still like the little lines of dialogue back and forth,
Yeah.
and then giving each other
How
grief.
did cause people get inside the pass?
They must have stolen Kimoyo beats. I will track the ones they used. Shut them out of the network.
This will take us near the border.
Yeah. See, well, you talking about the one last week? Because I know I saw the
I'll
one
tell you
last
what.
week.
So last week, obviously, Sandra and I got to go preview this down at Crystal. Talk about it on the shows, and then
Brag.
obviously,
Okay.
listen, you made your choice. All right, you decided you wanted to live in LA and you wanted to be an actress. I hope it's working out for you. I decided I want to live in SF and barely make rent and go play video games. All right, so I get to play things.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
karmatic. That's karmic.
You gotta call her out like
Uh,
that, bro.
But when I was over there playing it, right, loved it, obviously. Came back, and then it was this weird weekend.
Yeah, look at that.
Where all I
Black
wanted
Panther
to do was
standing
play more
alongside the
grind
Avengers,
Black
man.
Panther, but I was like, I still don't have it. So I turn it on and deal with like the old, the old, still current, look for menus and stuff for Avengers. Try to play other stuff, and I was like, it's just not hitting the same way. So I'm very excited for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Better hurry
this.
Orphan King.
I want to
Now-
just like hang out here.
Forever.
Now, it's funny you talk about hanging out here, right? This is obviously, the new kind of elevator here. One of the things I've seen get so much traction in the post
Man, that Wakanda elevator got some space, son. You seen that shit? Like a fucking size of a minivan in that bitch, dude. What the-
Where especially when they, finally put out the PlayStation 5 version, load times were so much quicker that people were missing out on elevator content, right? Like you can get out of it if you don't want to, you miss it. When you guys recorded those conversations, how did that work? Is that stuff you're doing on The mocap set, is that stuff you're doing in, like you were talking about, where you're just like, in your closet doing this? Because it sounds so organic. Is like, there was one the other day that I think I saw, or it was either Goldfarb talking about it, or it was the subreddit of like, oh man, like you're talking to Tony's like, anybody, you got any questions for me? And he's like, what's it like having Cap as a leader? I was like, such a great dunk on him, but it sounds so natural. Is that stuff that already written?
What do you think about some
improv?
of the moves that Black Panther?
Sometimes we riff and like I don't know what they
I'm
think and
liking
what they don't.
Sure.
Raw
But we do
combat,
have-
but like some of
all of that
the
does sound
special
like the
and
stuff
whatnot.
we do in the booth by ourselves.
I don't know.
So we get all those lines. And we're like,
seem like
"Alright,
they
cool." And
picked
then
some of the worst
you do
moves.
see the lines
Some
being
not the worst, but some of the
and of
not
course, keeping in
not the
mind,
best.
Oh, no one's
moves
gonna
that
be
they
saying
could've
those lines.
chosen
So like, I know
for the
him.
character.
They're gonna be snarky AF. So like, so yeah, I think knowing each other and having had worked together on the mocap stage definitely informs my behavior and my responses.
You go through dealing with the sonic energies.
Oh yeah. Look at those big hands. Great hands.
Nice to see the team up too.
That boy just come through there with that super hard you.
Look at that.
Are you okay, brother?
See, this is even. Why were we gonna? They're gonna have me play this whole thing. This is an upgraded Black Panther. Look, he was throwing like shurikens there. I'm just throwing straight knives. He was throwing them with a curve. That's awesome. We're gonna see all of that. Obviously, more coming up in the harm room. Going through and seeing what the actual skill tree looks like. A bit more buffed up. But for now, hot on the trail of one Ulysses Claw.
More corrupted vibranium.
We should destroy it. The spire is shielded when in this state.
Rico, DeLeon Frosty says, Sandra, you've killed it as Kamal. I love your work.
But you couldn't punch the actual shield. What the hell?
Thank you.
Question over here was this gameplay recorded on a PS4 or PS5? This was recorded on a PlayStation 5 as well.
I'm sure it was
Yeah, I'm
recorded on
looking for it.
PlayStation 5.
Hi, Crystal Dynamics.
That dude,
MRKO in the
you
chat
hit
says,
it
"Show us
right
the
on the
challenge
head,
card."
Kronos, man. I said
did.
the same thing about this guy
We
when he
went
first
through that.
started to
We-
stream.
no,
Dude
no,
died,
remember I
man.
tried to, man.
I was like, bro, does
They're
this look
smart
like
with what
somebody
they're
who
doing.
know how to
They're
play the
so I can
game?
show you everything. They want
And
you to play
he
tomorrow.
claimed he main
They want
Captain
you to download it
America
and be excited for something tomorrow.
and
Yeah.
Black Widow
Well,
and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But
I'll try though. When we get to the hard one, I'll try.
being
it.
as Black Panther not too far off from being like Captain America as far as just traversal style and whatnot, and
Yes.
the
thank
concept
you,
of the
CB
character,
Debs,
because
for
it's
all
just
your
a like a
hard
mix
work.
between
Yes.
Black Widow and Captain America. You know what I'm saying? But he got some moves that have potential to bring other characters into the game, like this move right there. That make my boy say, "Get up off him!" That pounce move, man. That pounce move is something that they, like I said, they could use that for fucking Wolverine for sure. You know what I mean?
We're gonna do our base in the last 5 minutes, even less than that actually. At 11:45, we're gonna bring on the cast here. You'll get Christopher Judge, you'll get Deborah Wilson, you'll get Erica Luttrell, you'll get Dave Fenoy. All to come here and talk about this. Obviously, if you want to play
Shit,
this,
I
if you wanna see how the
would
second mission ends, you can, of
assume
course,
he
go,
does know the map.
to your copy of Avengers.
Well, it
Download
looks something.
War
It
for
looks
Wakanda for free,
familiar
of
to
course,
what
like all
they're
the other
used to
expansions, all the
designing.
characters.
You know what I'm
Remember,
saying?
of course, if you're a lapsed
They
fan,
love these
no
jungle
judgment.
sets. You know, Tomb
All
Raider
right.
all
Of course, I'm
about
not
those
lapsed.
jungle
I've been
sets.
here the whole
You know what
time.
I'm saying?
But if you, for some reason, said, you know what, I got to go do other things. You got Clint, you got Kate, you got an Omega threat level. Even I doubt you're ready for it if you haven't been playing. Am I right, Sandra?
You're right.
They got no exotics. They
say
don't
you
know what
got
they're doing
two
over there.
archers
Get
and
out of
an
here.
Omega
Villain sector
level
with Monica.
threat.
You got so much more stuff
You
to play.
should be.
But of course, War for Wakanda.
I
we
mean,
want
dude,
you
don't
to
get me
know.
wrong.
Yes.
I spent yesterday
Do you
when I was running the
remember what
Omega
Kamal's
level
favorite
threat.
ice cream is? Someone just
I
asked,
ran
and
with
I
randoms
stopped.
the whole day.
I mean,
And
is
the
that
whole
talk
day,
about- that
these
must be an
randoms
elevator
were
conversation.
one
I don't
either
remember that's a
quit,
plot point in the movie.
two, they just wasn't strong
It
enough.
was definitely an elevator.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it made it hard. It wasn't
I just
until
remember
last
that
night.
circle.
I was so I
Oh
was.
yeah, for sure.
Oh man, I was about at my wits
in.
end. I was like, you know what?
To you.
I'm done. I ain't gonna finish this one, man. I was
Like, I
getting ready to
understand
turn
there's
the
a
stream
difference,
off, but
everybody.
instead of turning it off, I went to the Be Right Back screen, and we ended up finishing the mission in no time. I don't know what the hell was so different with me having the camera on versus me turning it off. Maybe I just wasn't, like I say, I wasn't focusing or whatnot. I was just
Well, what's the answer?
fatigue, man, from playing all day. But
I
last
know
night I ended up
Lava,
finishing
like, just
with
eats all
Thor,
of
so
it.
I didn't get shit, not nothing that I could have used that it would have benefited me. I don't think I'm gonna use the pieces that they gave me unless I had a different style, a different setup, and I don't. That's where loadouts
As
come
usual,
in,
you
and
can't
I
kind of
don't
trust the
want to
chat.
have
You know what I mean?
to,
'Cause, all right, it seems like it's
you
mint
know,
chocolate chips is what everybody's saying.
Okay.
switch all the stuff, take stuff off that I didn't want,
Is
leave
that,
it in my
like, your
inventory
nightmare as
because
an
it was
actress?
useful enough
Of
for
like
me
you're
to
at a
might
panel and
want to
like people
put
are like,
back
I have a
on
question for
later
you.
on.
When
I mean,
it's something
I should
like you
have a
said, like
selection. I should be
obviously
able to
4 years
choose
ago in a
this
recording booth, you're
loadout,
like,
this
I don't
loadout,
remember
this
that.
loadout.
I'm used to
One
it by
for
now. I get
range,
asked
one
so many
for
questions that like
DPS,
I cannot
one
remember
for
the
status
answer.
effect abilities. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Depends.
No shame.
You're
You
like,
never
"Oh,
know
listen, I'm glad it made an
if that's
impact
just a
on you."
testament of what
Yeah.
kind of stuff that the kind of missions that they have in the game as
Study
well.
Drop D says I
They don't have
or her.
missions. Most missions are the
I don't know if I
same.
can trust in chat,
They don't have
but apparently I
missions
can
that
trust
require
Study
you to
Drop.
have a certain
So I will,
setup,
you're
and
not
if they
safe.
do,
Keep me honest.
no problem, Chronos. If they do have a mission that requires you to have a certain setup, chances are you don't have the gear needed
The
to
Avengers
get
just
it done.
working these people.
So
This is what you get for invading Wakanda.
Come. Every
Okay.
second counts.
Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this of course is the second campaign mission for War for Wakanda. You get to play it tomorrow, so we don't have to worry about ruining it or showing you. You already see Black Panther's pretty dope, and if you look at him, you're like, I don't know, if Black Panther's all that dope to play as. Guess what? You'll get to find out a little bit later today when we go into the harm room with a leveled up Black Panther to show off some of the cool combos, moveset, stuff like that. Go through and pick some stuff. But for right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Kevin to start bringing over the cast. Of course, we're going to bring over Christopher Judge. We're going to bring over Deborah Wilson. We're going to bring over Erica Luttrell. We're going to bring over Dave
get ready
Fenoy.
to release
We're gonna have
that
a bit of a conversation
Call of
about
Duty
what it's like to
Vanguard
be in
trailer
this game.
reveal.
There it is. Dave
I think
Fenoy's
on
turning
the
on his camera.
19th.
Hello, Dave.
Hey, how you feeling? What's going
You'll be able to
on?
see what the
I'm
next
feeling
call.
good,
You
Dave. How are
already
you?
know the next
I'm
Call of
doing
Duty is going to be
fantastic.
a World
All
War
right.
II inspired. So
Yeah, Sandra, you turn off your camera, and then
Yeah.
Chris,
Okay.
Deborah, Erica, you feel free to turn on your camera. Look, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
Hi guys.
Well, who we? Christopher Judge, you need to turn on your camera. There it is. Bam, we did it. Look at it. We made it happen, everybody. The cast of War for Wakanda is here. Hello, Dave. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Chris. Hello, Erica. How are all of you?
Man.
So
Boy got them
good.
long flowing
It's
locks.
going great.
Long flowing locks of hair.
I love to hear. I'm so excited to do this with all of you. Of course, I've been banking my own questions for quite some time. I have a whole bunch of questions from everybody else, but let's start right at the top. All right, Christopher Judge, how do you do this with your voice? All right.
We're just jumping right into this, aren't we?
Hey man, I'm here to keep a launch party going, Chris. All right, get on my level.
How do I do what?
Buffering. Jesus.
With my voice?
I think I was, as I've joked around before on the stream, right? I feel like I have a good ear for voiceover. Whenever Dave Fenoy pops up in a trailer, I know it's Dave, and I call out Dave and I yell out that it's Dave. Sometimes I text Dave. For you, this T'Challa sounds nothing like your Kratos. It sounds nothing like you just speaking here. Like, was that hard for you to do? How did you get into that space?
It was extremely difficult because this is my moneymaker. So I wanted to really dive in and really explore the voice, and with the help and guidance of the wonderful Beth McGuire, I was coerced, tempted, forced to explore other areas of my instrument.
You talk about exploring this. One of the questions I think everybody had across the board, right, was put most eloquently, I think, by Six Black Falcon, who wrote in and said, "How long does it take to master the accent?"
Oh
Deborah,
yeah, we just got
you
through.
get this
We've been
role,
having some
this is a
gameplay here.
question for the
Rage,
entire
welcome to the
panel.
channel, man.
When you get this
welcome to the
role,
stream.
like, how do you start?
Yeah, we got some gameplay.
approaching
They
this
just played the
character
first
and
mission, and they was in the midst of playing the second mission
First of all,
when
it's not a challenge.
they
to
decided
approach
to
the
go
character
ahead and do
itself. It's
this.
more of a challenge to approach the dialect, and that really is very
There,
important.
there's
So,
Rage King right there, man.
We know
Good,
that
good.
Okoye, in general, whether you've never read the comics or whether you know of her and have never seen the film itself, you know that she is a strong leader of the Dora Milaje.
bud.
And you know that she is a loyalist, and you know that she would die for her king and for her country. And you know that she's adept intellectually and physically, and she has all of that prowess in there. So coming from that strength, you're strengthening your body, your mind, and everything that you're going to do. To me, that comes first. Once I strengthen up and shore up and my shoulders are back, my diaphragm then becomes more ready for me to be able to take on what I need to do. So when it came to Beth McGuire, even though it was a challenge, I was glad that it was a challenge.
He's
as a
always
Fourier,
coming through
I
in the
will
clutches.
hit that
What
challenge.
he
I will
do?
meet that challenge, and I will surpass that challenge. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah, man.
I
They had
really
some
look
gameplay,
forward
brother.
to Beth
They just
continuing to
decided to
guide me
stop
and
and
shape
talk
me and
right
mold
now.
me, because that's where
We got to get it.
strength
They just
comes
did
from.
this
It
for
comes
like the
from
last
taking on
30
these
minutes
tasks
after the
and
first
then
mission. They ain't even play
surpassing.
through the damn second mission and decided they want.
I
They
feel like
did. We
every
got
Monday
everybody
morning I need
here.
to
We
call
on a
Deborah
time
for,
limit.
like, a pep
Let's
talk.
get this out.
Like,
of
I'm
the way.
ready to take on the world right now.
Yeah, you know why?
You mean you don't?
Then I would be your alter Negro. That's all. I would be your alter Negro. I said it. I went full screen.
This is your launch party. You go full screen anytime you want to, all right? You get out there, Deborah. Erica, was it the same for you and Shuri? Did you put your shoulders back, your diaphragm out, and feel like you're gonna take on the world?
I don't know about yes. I don't know. There was definitely a posture for the accent and for the characterizations and for where the voice sits in your body.
The unit, man.
Like you kind of have to,
the unit
tip
here,
your
bro.
head up. Like you can't slouch into it, interestingly enough. So it was just, there was a lot of sort of like back of the head vibration. I remember Beth being like, you need to hear it back here, feel it back here, and sort of resonate, which is very different from your natural speaking voice. It was a lot of technical stuff to get into the voice. So, yeah.
Dave, what about you? I want to make sure we go full circle with everybody. Like, how did you go?
Jesus!
My
bad.
I have not mastered this particular.
Oh yeah.
accent,
She's
which is
most
why Beth
definitely my
was
hell,
on
dude.
set
They just
all the
had
time when I say on the Zoom call.
Sandra Saad over on here earlier. The chick that
got
played
it
Kamala
pretty good,
Khan. I was like, damn, dude, she actually looking
But
pretty
after
good
every
at damn
take,
self.
that you felt good about,
Oh
when you
yeah,
felt
man.
like
It's
the
Kratos
acting
down
was
at the
right
bottom left.
and,
But
right
Kratos
with
say,
the
"Oh
character,
shit,
you
these
know,
Kratos
you
down
know,
at the
great.
corner."
And now the Beth test.
Yeah.
And sometimes
he died there, man. I'm telling you.
that was great. Keep going. And sometimes, that word there. No, that O needs to be like this. No, you need to hit that letter. So there are a lot of accents that I do. I don't have to think about. This wasn't one of them.
Right. It's so interesting.
Bro, come on now. Tell me,
Deborah said,
dude should just put a picture of Kratos in that corner because I can't stop hearing his voice. I can't stop hearing Kratos.
That I couldn't do
just say it one time, good boy.
About 20 pounds, to be more lithe, more agile, more as I envision T'Challa's physicality.
Working today, Ray.
Because I was having real difficulties when I was kind of more muscular and and I felt heavier, and I felt the only place I could go was to sit in my voice because I was so heavy. And then as soon as I started lightening up weight-wise, as Dave said, it was never easy, but it was more accessible.
How long was that process for you, Chris? Like, how long were you? I mean, were you already working on it, and then you're like, you know what? Hold on, I got to drop 20 pounds. You're like, okay.
I kind of knew it my first session with Beth.
Right, dude. Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
To be more agile.
Chris Judge being a part of this game is exactly what brought me, what made me really get back into it because I'm a fan of him.
4 weeks or 5 weeks.
You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I like the game for what it is, but announcing that Chris Judge is going to be in the game as Black Panther is like, bro, you be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't come and play the game right now.
And so through that,
tomorrow at least, when they release it.
Deborah, look how surprised you are.
Was it worse?
Did you just go in, knock it out of the park?
What's that?
So, were you losing weight because you were worried? Is worry weight dropping off? Am I going to get this accent right?
Probably 50%, but yes.
And then, Deborah, what did you say?
No, I'm just very fascinated because everybody's journey.
Dude, they
to
might
that
as well
space
just
is
go
different.
ahead and get
So when
Chris
you're hearing
Judge to
this
play
journey, it's
Kratos
very
in the movie.
fascinating.
Yeah, they ain't gonna
Very
be able to
fascinating.
recast. If they made a
And
God
also
of
at the
War
same
movie,
time, very
they wouldn't be
inspiring,
able to
because
cast
when you
anybody
have a
else as
powerful
Kratos
instrument
and
and
not
you're
use
willing
Chris
to
Judge's
shape it
voice.
in
Can
order
you
to fit
imagine
this
doing a
other
whole movie where
vessel,
you practically
it's
just moving your
inspiring.
lips and
It's
he
a
the one that's
masterclass
making
in
the sound?
dedication
You know what I'm
and
saying? Hell
devotion
nah.
and passion to what you do.
Look like he
And
in good
that's why
shape.
you
Shit,
are
I don't
on
see him
peak
why he wouldn't be
Oh,
able to play the
everything you
God
do.
of War in a
let
movie.
me, coming from you, that means everything. That, truthfully, one of the most frightening parts of it was that I knew Deborah was there. So I knew I couldn't come in half. Otherwise,
She's gonna have it.
But you know what? But you're also the kind of man that when you show up, you show out, and that inspires others.
love you. I love you.
Shit,
You know,
if he's not, he should. I mean,
Yeah,
hell,
it's
so
like, I
look
don't
at
let you
him.
guys have a conversation.
The dude is in damn good shape, dude.
Deborah, for
The
you,
voice is
what drew you
already
to the project?
there,
Like, why'd you want
dude.
to be a part of this?
You know what I'm
I
saying?
didn't know what the project was, so honestly,
They
it simply
literally
wasn't
be
audition.
planning
And I
a
knew how
fucked
to
up
do
movie
the
if they
general
didn't
and the
cast
basic
Chris
African
Judge as
accents.
Kratos in
I
that
knew
movie.
two
You know what I'm
particular
saying?
accents that I could.
If they was
African
making a
accents I
movie,
could.
they've been
Okay,
talking about making
you
a
know,
movie, a
West
God of War
African
movie
accent,
for a
Nigerian.
while now, for
I can get
years.
that.
You know,
And the
that's
general
why
accent
that's why
that's
they
kind
had
of
that
light,
little
which
one
has an
little
African
somebody
lilt,
made an
but not over
an
the top like
artist
Nigerian. I was like,
concept
I'm good with that.
of how he
And
looked,
so I
and
had
they
no idea
put
what the
Jason
project
Momoa
was.
as.
And
I was like,
believe it or
man,
not,
stop
it wasn't
disrespecting, bro.
until I
The
got
man
to
who
a
played him is still
callback
alive. You know what I'm
of
saying?
it
He's right
that it
there.
started to
You
come to
know,
fruition to what it was.
it ain't like
And
he's been
at
on
that point,
TV
I'm still
before. I
immersed
don't know if you noticed,
in doing
and you
that
might not be
accent,
as
in
much of a
finding
geek than
that
I am,
space,
but
in becoming
shit,
that
I watch
energy,
Star Trek.
that it wasn't about whether I
Chris
got it or
Judge is
not.
from
I
that
was
Star
too
Trek
focused
show.
on,
You know
can
what I'm
I
saying?
be in
He's
this
been on
space
the camera.
right
He's been
now
in the
and hold
cameras
this
on
space
in front of the
and feel
cameras
good
on many
about what
other
I'm
movies as
holding.
well.
Feel good
You
about
know,
what
his
I'm
voice
holding.
acting is just
And
not the
so
only
they
thing he
are going
does.
to
It's just
have their own
that's what
feelings
people
and
mostly
opinions.
recognize
But
him
can I
for
feel good
as
about what I'm
Kratos. You
holding
know,
so that whether I book this or not, can I say I did the job? Because for me, booking and a job are two different things. When I'm in the booth, I did the job. I'm doing the job. I don't look back because I know I did the job. So if I don't book it, I know I did my job.
yeah, that's right.
So
Stargate,
at
my
that point,
bad.
for
It was
me, it was
Stargate,
also a
not
matter of
Star Trek. I'm
immersing
tripping.
myself in that
I'm still a
moment and
geek
staying
though. I
in that
watch Star
moment
Trek
to
too,
do the
nigga.
job. And by the end of it, I was like, brush your shoulders off, player. You did the job.
Star
And so
Trek,
when I
Star
booked it, it
Wars,
was like,
Stargate.
wow,
I'm in the
great. It
stars. I
wasn't
watch
over
the
the top
stars.
because I had no expectation. I dropped the expectation so I can focus on the
Yeah,
job.
he had that big old, that damn
That's
50
how
cent,
real
that silver
does an
dollar
audition.
pancake in the middle of his
Once
forehead on
we've been
Stargate.
hired, we're having fun.
So-
What you just said, every young actor should listen to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reality of
Yeah, she's definitely
what we do for a living
taking on.
is
Well, she's
the
always
audition
looked like this for a
process.
couple
Your
years now.
audition is truly
But
the only time
it's,
you
she
100%
definitely took
own
on
what you do.
that
There's no
Okoye
input.
role.
You
You
come
know
with
what I'm
what
saying?
you
Bald
come
head.
with.
Oh, she walked up in there
You
probably
come with
dressed
what you
like
brought.
Okoye and shit.
And
They was
that
like, man,
is
you do
truly
know
the
we just
only
doing
time that
voice
you
work,
are
right?
100% in control of what you are doing.
Oh, I thought this was
When
an
you're on
actual movie.
It's
We
like,
need to
how
stop
about if you do
fucking
it like
around.
this? Or if you took another 2 steps this way, then you'd find your life. Or things like that, right? So it's yes, you can come with your character,
Guys,
but
welcome
there's
to the
other things
stream.
that you
If you're
can't
on your
control.
way
So when
in
you are
and
in
you
that
haven't hit that
room
like
over
button
Zoom,
yet,
over
please do
wherever,
so.
and you are auditioning, that's
And
the
if
only
you're new
time
here,
you 100%
by all means,
control what you
subscribe
do.
to the channel.
Yes.
Join up in the Beanie Shack, baby.
Chris, a question for you on that track. How long did it take you to learn that? You say every
Get
young
with
actor
the
should learn
winners.
that, right? I remember I had Nolan North on a
might get a
podcast
chicken dinner.
around Iron Man, and he said a very similar thing of, right? Like, he just goes in there and he does what he wants to do with that character. And if they don't like it, no harm, no foul, and he moves
That's
on, right?
That's right.
Oh yeah,
It allows you to
definition of
sleep
a
at night.
method actor. She
You
walked
know,
into
when
a
you go in
voiceover
knowing this is my
gig,
take on it,
walked into a
that's all you
voiceover
do.
gig dressed up like
Then
one of the characters.
it
It's like,
allows you to
damn.
sleep at night. But if you're trying to, let's say, give someone what they want,
But you know, Deborah Wilson coming
you'll
off
never
Mad.
see
You
it.
know how
Because then
we,
it'll be like,
as
well,
Mad
what
TV
in
fans,
the
anybody that
Lord?
watch Mad TV, we know how she is.
Oh,
She's
damn it.
wild.
Once
And
you're
any
once
role
you're
she
honest with
take,
the
we know
performance,
she gonna give it
you
her
can sleep
all.
at
You know
night.
what I'm saying?
And it took me a long time to learn that. To learn learned that my victory, as Deborah said, my victory is going in there and showing what I think this is. That's my victory.
Erica.
Committing to it 100%.
Yes.
Erica, a question for you is, I see you nodding to all this.
Yeah.
I get it, right? You go in there, you own it. when you get it booked, is there a moment, like, I guess, and this applies to everybody, but right now with you, Erica, for sure, a character people know so well now from the MCU, if you are a comic book fan, obviously from comics, is there a moment of, awesome, I got it, people already have opinions about this character and I need to figure out what my version is? Do you let that expectation get in your head?
No, thank goodness. Don't let it get in my head. I love this stuff. I mean, literally what I've always dreamed of doing is superhero stuff.
She was funny on Reno 911 too, man, when she played that dominatrix.
So, I mean, I was just kind of
she always called somebody else. She called them up
my
and they
first
stole a
time
dildo.
working with a
Dude came in there
so
and stole the dildo after they was
you
done.
will be working. Like, coach Beth McGuire, wonderful, wonderful human. I was then I got nervous. Like, you know, I auditioned with this accent. I thought didn't you like it? I don't know. Oh, shoot. So then, then working with Beth, I was like, okay, because obviously, yes, with the audition process, you bring what you have to give. You're in the moment. It's emotional. You're doing the things. And then, yes, on the set or in the booth, then there's the technicality. So what Dave was saying, for instance, about like, there's that one word in a line. So you've given your emotional performance, you're dialed in, you're the character. And then they're like, actually, that one word, can you shift it? And then you're like, okay.
Oh yeah, she wasn't the type of comedian that you probably would have known. You'd have to know. You'd have to watch Mad TV in order to see who she was. I mean, she's had roles in other movies and whatnot.
Nerve-wracking, but also fun.
She's one of them those actors that have stood the test of time. You probably wondering where she at. You know what I'm saying? She show back up, you'd be like, damn.
Yeah,
but she was dead. You know what I'm saying?
It did get easier, thank goodness. I mean, it's sort of like also developing.
Not saying that I thought she was dead. I'm just saying that, you know, that most people, that'd be the response that they get to seeing somebody
eventually,
after so long. Like, damn, that person's still alive.
More consistently, so there were less corrections. And when that happens, then my nerves are able to become, because it's the more corrections you get, obviously, as a sensitive actor type, you're like, oh.
Keep in mind while they having this conversation right here, you got the gameplay pause in the background, and you got Kamala Khan over
like
there just chilling.
Lines, and it's like,
she probably watching it too, but he just ain't got her camera up.
Yeah. Okay, then you can get into the flow, and you're not sort of in your head about, you know, what correction might be coming.
Yeah, man, I think he did like maybe 2 or 3 seasons of Stargate. It was after I think it was the one that was on Sci-Fi. What is it, SG-1, I think?
Giving yourself to this character in the moment. So, but with an accent, there is a measure of perfection. So and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, unfortunately. So it's hard for me to get out of my head anyway.
It's a good thing that doesn't run in your family.
Oh yeah, it's a good thing. Oh God. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Chris, asking Erica about expectations, was it the same for you? Like, obviously you've done so many big roles. You've taken, I mean, we talked earlier in the War Table about you being Kratos, right? There's expectations to that. To step into Black Panther and be T'Challa, did you, are there nerves at this point in your career for that kind of thing? Or you're just like ready to go and deliver?
Well, the thing for me was the negotiation process was quite long. And so the first thing I said was, I'm not going to do a voice match. It has to be whatever I bring to it, and whatever is honest.
I was going to say, what did he say? Talking to Dip ass.
Moment for me. I voice matched somebody like 20 years ago, and I felt dirty. I felt I'm not kidding. Not only
I believe it.
This man had a beautiful voice, but for whatever reason, they wanted to go someone who could do a voice like that, but cheaper. And I said, then, I quit that job. And I said, I'll never do that again. It's a disservice to me. It's a disservice.
So you think they're going to bring Shuri to the game as a playable character?
Scratching and clawing to make his way. So going into
it looked like from what they were showing earlier,
it had to be. The second thing
she wasn't going to just be sitting oddly by. And we did see some kind of image of her in a Black Panther suit.
It had to be.
Think she's going to show up in this game as
that the Avengers enter into.
In the game as a playable character, or should she just be somebody on the side like you see in any other game?
It didn't take off the pressure of wanting people to like it. And for it to be great, for me to be able to match.
Every time he talks, his phone vibrates in his hand.
That standpoint of trying to do something else to copy what someone else's brilliance. I did away with that right away.
For sure.
Right.
And then Dave Fenoy from DaveFenoy.com. Of course, I still have my coffee mug, Dave. If you didn't know, you can go to DaveFenoy.com.
I'm glad they
and go to
taking their
DaveFenoy.com.
time with God of War.
Dave's looking at me each and every day.
You know what I'm saying?
Bravo.
I,
He's well
I,
trained.
I'm glad they didn't try to push
I
that
still know how
out
to get
because
the
they
plugs
said
in for Dave,
it
don't
was
worry
coming
about
out
it.
at a certain time. You know what I mean?
For you, Dave, like talk about like coming on this project and finding out about what you were doing and then the cast surrounding you, right?
You know, it's funny because it's video games and you don't always know. And for so long, I had no idea. As Deborah mentioned, I didn't know what I was auditioning for at first. It was, as a matter of fact,
why is it that everybody they talk to
kind of
they always say that
voodoo,
I didn't even know what I was auditioning
deity
for. Everybody
is
they
what they
spoke to
asked
about
for,
in this
and I gave
game, they
them
just
that
came in
the
and they got
audition.
paid and left,
I
and they
liked
got called
the
back and was like, "Yo, we
the
need you to
character
come
description
promote the
I really
Avengers
liked.
game."
So that's what I
That's
gave
what the
them.
fuck I was doing.
And then there was some kind of callback. There's some other lines, and do this again. And this time, let's make it African. And I did. And as a matter of fact, I think at that point they were saying South African. And I went, wait, you mean that South African accent's different than the West African accent? Oh my. But I did a little research, did the audition, and they hired me anyway. Because I don't think I had that accent down. I don't think I had it down. But I liked the character. And then when I discovered that this was Wakanda, this was Black Panther, I was ecstatic. I love the idea of being on something so groundbreaking. The comic was fantastic. The movie was fantastic. And I think this new part of the game of the Avengers is fantastic. It's an awakening socially that we are part of, that the comic book was, the movie was, and now this.
So they say they're supposed to be. They definitely dropping
being a part of
Spider-Man
that,
2021.
It's
How long
beyond
you
just being an actor.
how long
It's
you think it'll
beyond,
be
just
before
getting
we
that
actually see
payday,
that Spider-Man
for
character
acting.
in the game?
It's soul satisfying.
I'm thinking that he's going to show up around
Yeah, I
that
think that's one of the things
anniversary
stood
that
out to me when we were setting up
Kate
this
Bishop
entire,
showed up.
launch
She
party,
showed
right?
up
And talking
December
about this segment in
24th
particular, Dave, is like
last
you know,
year.
I've
you know
been
what
lucky
I'm
enough to be
saying?
your friend for
I'm thinking that we'll get Spider-Man as a Christmas present from Crystal
a decade
Dynamics.
now or something like that. I've interviewed you at.
Long?
I know
Well,
we're
yeah,
old,
you knew-
dude.
you knew me when
We're
this
so
was-
old. What, a decade now or something like that? I've
November?
interviewed you
That's
at.
pretty
Long?
quick.
I know
Well,
we're
yeah,
old,
you knew-
dude.
you knew me when
We're
this
so
was-
old.
This wasn't all white back then.
I remember those days, but it's the thing of after doing so many panels with you, so many podcasts with you, so many different things. Like, I don't think I've ever been on a panel with you where I was the minority. I don't think that, you know, I've ever interviewed you for a project where it was something that is this, where so many people were talking about the run up to this
Yeah,
game, right? That
they
like,
said, I thought
"Man,
they
I'm so
pushed No
excited
Way
for War for
Home back
Wakanda."
to
It
December
feels like they're
21st.
promoting it as if it's its own game. And in so many ways it is, right? Of you can buy, this isn't a plug, I swear. You can buy Avengers and jump right into it and play it. But the fact that we're talking about a game that is Black Panther centric. It is you guys centric. You are the main cast. Sandra's here strictly as a co-host, right? She's in the thing. You can play as her if you wanted to on your party, but this is a Black Panther game. You know what I mean? This is a Black video game.
This is so
I need to
much
say a
a part
Black
of what's
video
going on
game.
in the culture right now. I look at the number of cartoons.
Hey, this is a Black video
that
game.
had white actors playing Black characters that are giving up those roles, and Black people are being hired. Our stories are being told now in a way that they haven't been told before. If you look at historians, we are, some people knew all along, but the history of Africa did not start with the arrival of Europeans there to steal slaves. The history of Africa goes back thousands and thousands of years. We don't talk about the culture
Say how
before Egypt,
uncomfortable
where Egypt got their culture
does Greg
from.
Miller look right now talking about
the pyramids south of
African
Egypt.
history. He like, man,
and all, Mansu Musa.
like, I'ma just let y'all talk
Nzinga.
about
There's so
that.
many great stories of Black Africans in Africa
Yes.
that have nothing to do with slavery, They're the same kinds of stories you might find from China, from Europe, from anywhere else in the world about empires building and dying and heroes and villains.
Right.
And
Jesus Christ! It sounded like he burped just then, and all he said was right.
So I know for those of us who are Black, who we don't always talk about that, we live in it. It's in our minds and hearts all the time, but we don't always talk about it. We show, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. But this is, as I said before, soul satisfying. This touches a part in us, satisfies a longing in us that some of us didn't even really understand how much we wanted.
That's nail on the head. I don't know how many of you socially, I would assume when we were all recording, there was a lot of social unrest at the time. So when I go to record, I just couldn't. I couldn't because I was just so overcome by what we were in the middle of. And some days we would just talk about what was going on in the world, what was going on in America, what should be happening, and how this is affecting all of us. And I really, this being a part of this really kept me on a more even keel than I would have been had I not been doing this.
In terms of your performance or like your life?
In terms of me as a man.
Gotcha. Does that seep into the performance? You know, earlier Hannah made a reference when we were talking to her that, you know, there's a one of the collectibles you could find is a you know, diary entry from you that made her cry and made everybody on the call cry. Like, is that stuff you're bringing in?
That, you know, every character has you in it. You just got to find where it is. And sometimes it was so accessible because me as a man, I was so emotionally raw that it was hard to be in the right place for certain scenes because emotionally I was much more raw than those scenes called for. I was much more. So you learn to take that.
They're gonna have to bring Chris Judge back to the game to play Thanos
what I was feeling constructively.
I put a call out to Josh Brolin, but yeah, we're gonna go with Chris Judge again. You know,
Deborah, did you find that for Okoye too? Like, obviously, you know, Okoye I always think of as such a hard shell. Obviously, so much love behind that. Obviously, some, you know, fierce warrior behind that as well. But that's, I don't know. I feel like if me, an untalented person, was trying to perform it, I wouldn't be able to do it well. It would become one note to me, right? Even playing through what we've played through on the stream, but the two missions I did beforehand, right? I would hearing the breaks in there, hearing the conversations, hearing the little
if that was the second mission, that shit went by quick.
Like, how do you find that performance and bring in what we're all talking about with all this, you know, life stuff happening around it?
I never make anything simple because it's not. Everything has a complexity, and every time you are using that space through your body and your mind and your heart, and then it comes out vocally, the voices always last for me because I'm always carrying and bringing and keeping with me every relationship. In fact, I don't call them relationships. I call them relationships because I'm relating to the environment. I'm relating to every relationship. I'm relating to the past. I'm relating to the present. I'm relating to the hopes of the future. I'm relating to my intentions. I'm relating to the complexities of the relationships I keep, and all the emotion that goes with it, that goes, all right, now let's tie it all together. So it doesn't matter what everybody else knows. It only matters that I'm putting that together in this
dude,
package.
Does Deborah have a tattoo right on the throat, dude? Like, you see that black
which was the
line on her damn neck?
For the promo,
yeah.
I needed a moment to just cry because I was crying for the pain of my king and his family. But being a warrior and having that dedication, I could not break, but I needed to be able to surrender that grief for the grief that they're trying to hold
Kronos,
on
man.
to and be solid and strong.
And
so
I want to hear more dialogue in the game
most likely
from Black Panther. From what I've heard so far,
most
You know what I'm
likely, I'm not
saying?
saying
Like,
it's not
he did a
possible, but
damn good
not in
job.
but
For a
most
man
likely
with a
not in
voice his
film,
deep to try to
and
go
most
ahead and
likely
pull out
not a
that
video
Wakandan
game.
accent,
And so it was
I think he did a
important
damn
to
good
make
job so
her
for
flesh
what
and
we've
blood
heard so
through
far.
me,
But
so I can have
man,
those emotional moments,
like
so I can go back to that strength and have that also
T'Challa, son.
carry as a supplement
So
in
let's
what I
just
was doing.
say
And so those things are very, very important to have that experience and
there's
have that
been
relationship
multiple
or
versions of superheroes
relationship
on the big
with,
screen and
so that it
in
comes out
movies and
without it being
whatnot. You know,
overwhelming,
we had multiple
while it's
Batmans,
subtle
we
and it
had
becomes
multiple
something that's
Jokers, we
intimate for
had
me that
multiple
I keep with
Supermans.
me,
You
that
know what
I
I'm
share
saying?
without
But
you knowing I'm sharing it.
How do you people do
I
this? Like,
think
I don't know.
his
It's like
version of
every
Black
one of
Panther
you crying in
is
the booth
definitely
and
going to
doing all this
live
stuff and
on.
having these moments. And
Definitely
I'm
going
like,
to be one of his
again,
greatest
I
works
remember
because, you know, I
Dave
know he
showing me
put a lot
videos of him
into it.
crying
You
in
could
the
tell
booth
he
doing
put
The
a lot
Walking Dead.
into
Like,
it.
why?
First
Why
time they
torture
brought him
yourself
on
like
over
this, Erica?
for
There's got
when
to
they
be
did
other
that
work you
last
could find.
stream, and he was the only one
It's
they was talking
incredibly
to.
cathartic.
You could tell
As
that
you know,
he
as
had
Chris was
fun and
saying,
he put
it's
a lot
one of
into
those,
it.
like, if your feelings, it's
Yeah,
a
she
relief
does look like she
sometimes
didn't,
to go into the
tatted
booth
herself
and
up
to give those
apocalypto style,
emotions to
man.
the character that you have, and it adds all this complexity, but it also
When
heals
that
you at the
tattoo
same
probably
time. So yes,
go
there is
across her
other work you could
shoulders
be
and shit
doing,
and
but there is
whatnot and
something
everything.
incredibly beautiful about being able to be. There's something about it for me where, you know, sometimes I'm really shy, sometimes I'm more of an observer, more of an introvert, but when I'm in some ways I can be more myself in playing different characters. I bring all these aspects of myself that I sometimes stifle in my day-to-day interactions. So, you know.
I don't know. I'll just keep talking about the video games rather than trying to.
Deborah says something very important that I think all good actors, especially good voice actors, do is what's coming out of your mouth is the exhaust of everything else of the acting vehicle. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you doing? What's the relationship with the person that you're talking to, even if you're talking to yourself? Where are you? What's your condition? All those things are what you play. And the words come out based on that. But you have to have all that other stuff.
She rocking that apocalypto look
you know,
all
if
the
you
way,
were a
Chrono.
word
She got the
manipulator, oh,
nose
if I say it
ring,
like this,
the ear loops.
You don't find the depth and reality.
Look like she got a shirt on that got Nelson Mandela on it.
Do a dance. You have to find that the honesty of your thought, of your feeling, of your worldview, of your condition, of your relationships, and now you're into something.
And that's why they got hired, because they're voice actors. It's never phoned in. They're willing to sacrifice emotionally what they have to do to be a storyteller, the consummate storyteller. And so they bring everything to the table with nothing left out, and they tell the story so that you are compelled to listen, to feel, to experience, to be a part of, to immerse yourself in, and that's the success of that game. That's the success of what they do every single time. That's why these people right here in these squares were hired. That's why they get hired. And that's why they're amazing at what they do. Because they are invested in that. Because they're invested in their craft.
The shit, man. Like I say, it's been so long since we seen her in anything, man. You'd be surprised at the shit that she got into. She might have been one of those people who actually went to Africa and found who she truly was. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I wouldn't mind doing. I wouldn't mind going take a walk around the motherland. You know what I'm saying? And seeing all that history and feeling that vibes in the villages and whatnot. That shit'd be legit, man.
Incredible at all. It's very credible.
She looks serious right here. All this buffering going on right now.
It's palpable and it's powerful and it's extremely credible. That's why this is my family. That's why we work together, and that's what makes this grain fantastic. That's
you know that is how do you follow that. Like that is everything.
And the stream, I don't know.
You know, I used to get asked the question all the time about, so is it different acting in video games than it is live action? And I used to not know how to answer it. The answer is there is no difference. The only difference is in how it's captured. That's it. If you come with the same intensity and connection and emotional availability for what you're doing, then everything else is just capturing what you're. So it shouldn't matter what form it's being captured in. And that so freed me up at just in everything, is that all I can do is approach material, first of all, that
Oh yeah,
moves
she's
me,
very intelligent, man.
or that I have some connection to, and be honest. And then however it's being captured, that's doesn't really affect me. You know, so there's
Ain't no telling what she
there
probably
really
got going
isn't
on
a-
behind the scenes, man.
and
Like I
if
say, she probably got all kinds of
career has become
investments
so
and
much
whatnot going on.
simpler, since the only way that I choose material now is if I have a connection to it, if it moves me in some way, you know, and that really, if it deserves
Your attention
100%
and time.
of me, that's the only stuff I do now. Because to me, then if I'm not giving 100%, then I'm not really not doing anything. Why do it? You know, so.
So wait, I have a question on that, and I know we're running out of time. But for you, Chris, you talk about you only do stuff that moves you. We're talking about, Deborah auditioning and not knowing it was War for Wakanda, not knowing it was Avengers. Were you approached and they were saying, "Hey, we want you as Black Panther"? And then do you get it? Okay, so then like, what about this story moved you?
Wakanda, T'Challa, the relationships of these beautiful Black people, to be one of the gatekeepers of these characters.
Yeah, she probably got so many different investments going on in her life, man. That's probably why she probably one of the ones that was smart with it.
How it would be,
you know what I'm saying? Made sure she is
something right after
even though she wouldn't do much work in front of the camera in Hollywood. I know she's been in a bunch of other stuff too.
We are
voice acting wise, and maybe just some small cameos too.
Of these
so she definitely still is a busy woman for sure.
1966, and that is a very humbling thought and an emotional connection to it, you know.
Yeah.
And we get to interpret these characters in the way that we want to, and honestly feel like, and are unencumbered by anything else that someone has done. So I just feel incredibly fortunate. I was going to say lucky, but I don't ever say that anymore, because this business wants you to believe that you are lucky. That you're lucky. Fuck that. Oh shit. Sorry.
You're lucky You're lucky that you work so hard to get it.
Yeah, you know. Yes, I mean circumstance and yes, but we have all worked our asses off for decades.
Yeah.
To be good at to be great at what we do. So I don't apologize for it anymore.
Mm.
This wasn't by happenstance that I get to share this screen with these wonderful people. This is the sum of decades of work, of decades of working at it. So no, I don't think anybody here is lucky.
Yeah, most definitely. And there's a lot of people who think
And that's why
that they look at her and they,
incredible.
I don't know who she is. She's underrated. She was
powerfully,
that's
amazingly
cool that you don't know who she is. But
I think
like I say, that's one of them things that people tend to speak on that they have no idea what they're talking about.
Chris,
you know what I'm saying?
Was
Like
it-
if you know
was this
Deborah
what you
Wilson, you
expected?
know her past and whatnot,
I
and
worked
you
with
can
Erica. It was our
see
first time
where we
meeting, but
coming
like
from. When we
everybody else
admit,
I've
we
worked
can
with or
admit
been
that
around.
they made
on
a
panels
right
and stuff,
choice by
I knew what I
picking
was
her
getting
for
into.
Okoye.
They were like, "How much time?" And I'm like, "We could do the entire 3 hours."
I'm sure
with
she
Steph, don't
walked
worry.
in there and
If you
straight
wanna do it,
delivered
it's fine.
Okoye to
Thank
them,
you
and they
all
was
for
like, "Man,
honestly
you
amazing
can go and go
performances.
home. We got
Awesome,
everything we need."
Thank you.
Thank you.
What an honor. What,
And then on top of that, most of them did their voice work from the house. So shit.
With these great performers, great human beings.
Yes, and thank you to all the folks at Disney and Marvel, because Marvel isn't just a franchise; it's an inclusive universe.
Right.
It's an inclusive universe.
Miss Beth
It's a
McGuire.
boundary breaker since 1966. That's incredible. I'm sorry, that's extremely credible. That's ahead of time. And let's take these African characters, and they're not their story isn't from slavery into something powerful, from depths of darkness into something powerful. From the very beginning, as Chris was saying in 1966, coming from a rich,
she even speak with passion. You see,
intellectual, scientific,
I feel like I'm at a sermon or something. You know what I'm saying?
To be an equal playing field of all the other Marvel superheroes.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Marvel, for the mindset and the progressive mindset from 1966
Yes.
to now that we get a chance to wear and have that mantle. What a blessing, what a gift, what an honor, and what a joy.
Absolutely.
Here. Thank you all for your time. Again, throw them up. Wakanda forever, everybody.
You know that.
I'll tell you what, I made a mistake.
Watch what's going to look uncomfortable. Throwing them. He's like, oh, shoot. Should I do it too? Should I?
Right, they got it. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow in Wakanda.
Thank you.
Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'll definitely have to go check out some bad
We're going to
TV.
bring in
Yeah,
AJ.
dude.
We're going to bring in Scott. We're going to talk about that. Sandra's going to turn her camera back on. Scott, AJ, feel free to turn your cameras on. Hello.
Oh my God.
It's a tough act to follow, Scott and AJ. I hope you got something. I hope you got tricks up your sleeve.
Yeah, I was watching that. We'll see.
Yeah.
Hi, Scott. Hi, AJ. Hi,
How's it
Greg.
going?
Hi, everyone.
Hello,
again.
hello.
I just want to acknowledge, as an actor, how incredible that talk was. I get a lot of questions from people in my DMs and stuff about how to get started, and the way to get started is by listening to talks like that. So incredibly or credibly moving.
Yeah, she
so
got her.
thank you so much to the
was
actors
Black
who were
Panther
just happier.
kind of blocking out
Thank you.
Kamala
If
Khan.
you ever want to get voice lessons, you can go to davefenoy.com and Dave Fenoy will sell you a mug and some classes. But I digress. Scott, AJ, welcome to the stream. How are you?
What's up, guys?
Doing wonderful. Thank you.
Scott Walters.
Yes.
You, of course,
AJ,
work
what we
personally
got?
next. You, of course, work
I
on this
do.
game. You, of course, have had some involvement with this year's Black Panther. What
Black
do you do?
Panther releases tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'm a senior designer
at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
on Avengers.
So I'm
since it
assuming, like I
started,
say, I
pretty
think we'll be
much.
getting
So
over here in Texas.
pretty much
we'll
anything that
probably
a player
be
does on
getting
the
it
sticks
around maybe
with the
10 or
character
11.
is what I do. Traversal, combat, making all
But I
that
will
stuff
be
feel really
streaming
good.
when it
And
comes
AJ,
out.
what
So
about you?
I am a senior animator here at Crystal Dynamics and been working on Avengers same time, the entire time of its existence, and it's been a blast. And yeah, we're responsible for all the motions you see, all the combos, all the
He's like, they got
all
so
of the
many
bones
fat
that are
guys
moving on
named
screen.
Scott.
Yes, we do all of that.
Let me find out that is Scott Abo.
Start with-
He just beat it
We're
to the
obviously
air off.
running through Harlem here. We're using, as I would
He
call
didn't
it, a
he
jacked
didn't
up
changed
Black
up the
Panther, right?
beard a little bit,
You see it
changed
here,
his name for the hell
141.
of it.
We're out there. We're ready to go. You can jump into skills. We can see what's going on. Obviously, here we are at the end of what Black Panther is, right? All these things. For you, Scott, when you're going through and working on this, you're designing a character like that. How does that start? What happens?
So when we first get the character, we immediately go to the source material. We look at comics a bunch, like start going through those, figuring out what's iconic, what they use a lot, things that are repeated often, that really stand out and players or fans would identify with. We look at every other media as well, movies, games, cartoons, you name it, just to find out, Marvel fans are, they're fans of just the MCU. They're fans of just the comics.
Sure.
Are kids growing up that watch the cartoons, I watch the cartoons, so.
Yeah, they're good, just like kids. Right?
I was going to say, man, we had a Black Panther cartoon. What the
People
hell?
have different exposures and access to the Marvel stuff. So, there are fans from all walks, and it is a matter of making sure that we identify those iconic things and bring that to the screen. That way,
Bruh.
when they play their favorite hero,
This dude
they feel like
he can't
it's
play
actually
and
like,
listen at the same time.
Hey, Kev, real quick too, for Tech at Home, they were saying the game's a bit loud. Can we get this down? Maybe since we switched units, it might be a little bit louder. So you go through, you identify all the stuff you like from comics, from cartoons, from movies, whatever it's going to be. Then what is it? Just a giant whiteboard? Like I can't even begin to fathom how this goes into production. AJ, like, where does that go? Where does that start?
I think you nailed it. Whiteboard or sticky notes on my computer. Since we work off site, I'm a huge fan of sticky notes, but we won't get into that.
You're looking for that Post-it note sponsorship right now.
No, I think we just look at all of that material, and then we kind of look at the hero design, to Scott's point, and we kind of see where things can slot in, where things make sense, where. I mean, it's very organic in that sense, but we know that we have light attacks and heavy attacks and sprints and so on and so forth. So you do start to kind of find, I guess, channels or places where these things can live. But it is, again, a very organic process, and I think it's a lot of fun. So.
Obviously, we're doing this home run. We're doing with the leveled up Black Panther. I want to call out how much I love having the Dora Milaje pop in on the ultimate now. What is that? That's max level. Once you
Rey Mysterio.
You don't have to get all the way max level to get that one. I think it's like level 15 to get that. Like once you get that specialization option. So if you want to get that right away, that's something that you can sort of spec into. We put some level gates on some things to try and help guide players on, like, hey, in the first 5-10 levels you should pick up these. In the first 15 levels, look at this stuff. And so that's basically where we set that up. So yeah, if you really like that one, you can. I think as soon as you hit 15, you can pick that one.
And so then, what about Black Panther, I think, is most exciting for you guys? Obviously, you're at the end of a long journey here. I'm sure the work continues on other things. When you look at it now, as you see, the final version, ready, again, pretty much final. This is a debug kit. Nobody knows what could happen to it.
Jeez, that must be the only takedown he got.
What stands out? AJ, what do you love about the character?
Oh man, that's a loaded question, Greg.
You do love the character, right? Like,
oh my god, I love Black Panther. I do, and I think it was just a privilege to bring him to life on screen. I mean, I actually wrote like a whole thing about this, but I'm just not going to read it because it's words. But it's like,
no, read it right now. Pause. We will stop. This is your launch party, sir. This is your launch party, sir. If you wrote a speech, then we need to hear it.
Pump him up, Greg.
I'm pretty sure we can hear the speech while you continue to play the game, bro.
Oh my god, I know, she got me so hype. I loved it. No, I just said it's a lot of things when you bring something so iconic to life, such as Black Panther. I mean, it's a privilege. It's an honor.
That pounce move,
exciting.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I like seeing that pounce move, dude, because every time I see it, I think about that old, remember that Wolverine game, X-Men Origins Wolverine game? Probably one of the best
very clear. So that's the passion that hopefully you see.
Movie adaptation games that they've ever come out with.
Living that power.
Dude, that game right there had that pounce mechanic. Boy, you jump halfway across the damn nation. That pounce move being in this game, like I say, that really.
I would put huge emphasis.
That really just sparks that interest, man. I hope they bring somebody else that can use it or that has something similar. And I already said it. They need to go ahead and start dropping X-Men in this game, bro.
I feel like I'm like a father right now.
Because the way that they introduced Black Panther, you know what I'm saying? If AIM is really as big as they're making it, they're perceiving it to be, and there's no way AIM has not come across X-Men. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a labor of love, and
you can tell in all aspects of this expansion,
especially just Avengers. Period. Avengers have worked with the X-Men numerous times, so.
Now,
yeah, that pounce move is sick, man. And then it's one of those moves, Rage, where once you do it, if you can literally
good this feels
stay on his ass, clawing the shit out of him until you finish.
Is that?
I seen him doing it earlier.
Different characters,
he was just
add them into a
just
game with an
clawing.
established roster, but make them feel unique.
And
even myself on podcasts leading up to it,
and it can be interrupted though. So if some of you sitting there doing it on somebody, it can be interrupted.
And then
by an enemy blasting you off of or something. Oh, this boy hang on the wall like Hulk. You seen that?
What do you do when you're like, all right, cool, we're gonna bring in a Black Panther, and like there was already a question.
He was running across it, and he just hung on it, just stayed there for a little bit.
Does he play like Cap? And it's like as a Cap main, I'm like, no, but yes, but this, but that. Like he feels unique. How do you find that balance and not have it all feel samey?
When we look at it, it's
my god,
pretty much.
Boy, hit him with a mean uppercut.
List of what we need to have for a character. Like they need to have specific things in order to just function sort of in our that we have for the game. But where we kind of go like, okay, well, does a light combo do? What does it look like? I think that's where, you know, we look at the reference material, we have the animation.
He bouncing that boy in the air, man.
Add that character on that layer, you know, like he is very acrobatic, he's very agile in his moves. There's lots of flips and lots of kicks in his attacks.
That's why he's scratching this man's ass.
So it's a lot of that, and then just anytime we look at the
claw in the booty,
how do we make it different? How do we put a spin on it that fits within the character's moveset? And oftentimes that is looking at just what the moves are and like, well, this does this, and so. You know, like the spinning claw. It's like we really wanted to have that savage sort of like claw mechanic for his combat, and so like we have that attack where he'll spiral up and do that, and he's got a lot of those. I think if you do like the sprint heavy, he's got another kind of like very agile, very multi-hit based attack.
Takedown. He's got old already, man.
Also,
AJ,
just to add in, I do think.
Please.
Sorry, Greg.
No, I was going to drive it right back to you to get your opinion on that, so go for it, yeah.
I think that a big part of it is the stunt actors or the mocap actors that we hire as well. I mean, Scott and I will talk about that. We get some really talented individuals.
Jesus, he's still tagged.
I forget what you refer to them as, Greg. What do you refer to them as? Ping pong?
Don't finish until you kill him.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So when they get in those suits,
one day the technology is going to evolve beyond that, and I'm not going to. It's going to be a sad day for me to lose that.
I hope they still just put ping pong balls all over them just for the laughs. But yeah, finding really high quality stunt actors who embody the character. So sometimes we reach out to people that you may know, or you don't know that you know, but you know their movements, you know things like that. Boy. And then we reach out, we get them in the studio, and then we.
Boy, don't know how to dodge or parry or nothing.
Motions to do, and that drives a lot of the character that you see, the specific things, like how he walks, how he carries his shoulders, how he there's just so many little intricacies, and the mocap data provides a lot of that. If you have a good actor, then it becomes a fun game of mocap versus keyframing, which is another thing. Like you got to make stuff feel awesome, so it's a whole different battle. But that's where you get a lot of that initial foundation, I feel like, and it creates a lot of that uniqueness that you get from character to character. So.
Hey, Greg. When you get a chance, double tap R2.
Double tap R2.
Over.
No.
I'll start it up again. What do you need me to? What is it? Thank you for saying stuff like that. Because remember, I've never gotten to play with a main one, so I'm like, I think I'm doing well.
I heard you don't like to block, which is kind of a key thing for Black Panther.
Yeah,
I can tell that.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Yeah, they
sir,
probably got a lot of parry moves.
The most challenging
Black
stuff in the
Panther
game.
and
All right,
whatnot.
Omega threat level. Don't worry
this
about
dude,
it. Right?
the dude who
No,
playing, he's
I'm
only
sure you got
used
it.
to, he only likes to
on your
dodge.
road to 150, you
That's
might
what
want
he
to
was saying
block
at
a
the
bit.
beginning.
He has a lot of
His ass
mechanics
kicked
around
in.
blocking and parrying.
Okay.
So, but yeah, when your intrinsic meter is full, like if you double tap R2, he triggers that big kinetic AOE, and then he buffs his melee damage for a short while. And you can keep building that meter up, and so you can kind of keep looping that inside the combat, and you'll find that you deal even more damage. So.
Okay, fine. Have it your way. I'll do it your way. We'll get in there. We'll see. Okay. But what else? Yeah, I mean, obviously we're moving so fast, and if people are gonna get their hands on it tomorrow, and you're gonna have a bunch of 150s even tomorrow. What are you looking out for? I mean, when you look at the skill tree, when you think of the moveset, what stands out to you?
I think players that are really going to get a good grasp on how Black Panther plays are the ones that really kind of keep up that buff and debuff sort of system. He, unlike a lot of our heroes, we always give our heroes some way to buff or debuff enemies, but he's really the first character that really leans into that. Okay. And so through his block mechanic, that's one of the many buffs that he has. And that he can buff himself with, and then the heroics do a bunch of other ones.
So he gets a damage buff when you parry.
Seeing players really
that's just built into him. What they
pay attention to that cycle and sort of keep that rotation up is going to be interesting to see if they really dive down that far. The daggers, even the basic ranged attack. Sure. If you throw out a couple of those, it'll actually make the enemy take more melee damage. Just those itself apply a debuff.
Damn,
there it is.
Yeah. So you'll see them stick in, and it'll glow purple for the basic ones. And it stacks up to 3 times. There's some gear perks that increase that number, but just doing that as you're running towards the enemy is a great way to sort of set them up for combo damage.
Very interesting. Okay, these are good pro tips. What are the pro tips you got? AJ, what are your pro tips?
Probably intrinsic attacks or whatever. Scott, did I refer to those correctly? What do we actually call them?
Yep. We call them intrinsic attacks.
Okay. Probably those, because they're multi-hits, and I absolutely love them, and I think we pushed that with Panther more than any other hero thus far. So once you channel your ability to use the right trigger and trigger those attacks, then I think it does a lot for him, because he does them from the ground, he does them from
Boy,
the
he
air.
did that takedown so
It
much.
feels very visceral. It feels very chunky in a good way, which I love.
The good kind of chunky, exactly.
The good kind of chunky.
And that was something, you know, to your guys' credit, especially today when I did the press preview, right? Like, I didn't have the right words for I think on the podcast, but that's actually a pretty good way of like Black Panther feels good chunky. You know what I mean? Like he feels like he's got the muscle behind everything he's doing, and he looks it too.
When you hit people with those multi-hits, Greg, yeah, you're gonna get like this cadence of like, and I mean, you feel it, right? That's what we talked about with things being visceral. You could make him move and twist all day and spin all day, but it doesn't mean much if it doesn't feel like anything. So that's why I'm a big fan of those. I also love the pounce stuff. I think the pounce stuff is huge. It makes him feel like Black Panther, in my opinion, and it's just a lot of fun to see him just jumping on people and wrecking them.
Okay, now you want me to double tap R2 when I get a chance?
Yeah, wait until you get.
I was gonna get some guys.
Yeah.
Clear this way.
Yeah, and you'll see those intrinsic attacks.
That whole time he was
when you
supposed
do
to
the
be
ultimate
getting
heroic
ready to
too.
tap
So
R2
normally
twice.
that's one other way you can use your energy is to hold down R2 while you perform the attacks. But when you're in the ultimate state, you just get those for free, and they automatically get triggered.
That's true. I trigger his ultimate all the time, so that's probably why I'm running around holding X and I'm just slashing everything.
I like the bonus,
Yeah, so that he gets his energy clause during the overcharge state there.
This is all they have for that Black Panther.
Okay, well, I have to relearn everything apparently. You guys keep adding cool stuff to this game. And I don't know what I'm doing as Black Panther yet, but I will. I'm taking him to 150. AJ, are you gonna help me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Everybody, you know, I don't want to. I'm not naming names here or anything, Scott, but I want you to know that AJ plays with me and you don't play with me. So just putting that out there.
I play so much on our dev builds. I don't have any, unfortunately, 150s on retail, but I'm
kidding me?
trying to set some time aside.
Okay, well, AJ, I need you to coach him through it, all right? And we'll get him in there eventually with us.
We'll get Scott there. He needs to be there. It's okay.
All right, guys, it's time for you to sign off, believe it or not. I'm going to bring on Morgan Gray here in a second. But before you go, is there anything you want everybody to know for War for Wakanda coming out tomorrow?
Oh,
the deep sigh from AJ.
Because that's loaded, man. I mean, just
I know it is, man.
Have so much fun. We love Panther. We had so much fun creating him. Please go play with your friends, assemble, and just that's what this game is about. So just have a lot of fun, please.
Yeah.
We want to see it.
Yep. Enjoy the combat. Enjoy the exploration. I think the team did a lot of really good work, and fans will be really happy with it.
I'm thrilled. I can't wait to play more. So thank you guys so much for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, AJ, I'll see you online this weekend.
Later.
All right. As he moves that, we're going to bring over Morgan Gray. Morgan Gray coming in here to close this out, Sandra. Can you believe it's been 2 hours and 40 minutes already?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's up,
Hey, guys.
Morgan?
Hey, Morgan.
How's it going, guys? I've been enjoying the stream so far. This has been
good. We're doing all right.
Morning. Yeah, it's been doing well. Like I was trying to do like a $5, $10 like put the donate button. I couldn't find it, so just.
It's okay. You don't need. How does that work? If you donate to Crystal Dynamics, does that just go back to you?
It's like I wouldn't say it's a mining town with mining script, but there's similar. No, it's horrible. I shouldn't say that. I'm in trouble now.
Morgan Gray, we're bringing you on. But before we even get into it, what do you do here? Why are you here to close out this stream?
Tell us about it.
I submitted a raffle ticket, and so I am I'm the lead game director on the Marvel game. So what that means sort of differs, I guess, depending on who you ask. But in general, I get to work with almost every single person on the whole team in a combination of creative collaboration, leadership, empowerment. I like to build some shields around people and let them do their thing, along with the project management aspects. It's sort of when they have that line, other duties as prescribed by management. That's kind of the big aspect of my job, sort of trying to help keep everything moving in the same direction from a creative standpoint to an operational standpoint, and getting to work with almost everyone in every studio around the world and making sure that happens.
So no big deal, no pressure.
Lots of pressure, but also not a big deal.
this is the part of the stream that I've been talking about and all the lead up to it, right? Where I wanted to talk about where Marvel's Avengers has been this past year, obviously since launch. Talk about War for Wakanda and talk about what's coming. So, of course, we're running out of time, and I will then start with a patented Greg Miller long walk. Mr. Gray, are you aware of one Vanessa Carlton, the musician?
Yes.
Vanessa Carlton, of course, has the song 1,000 Miles. When I saw her most recently in SF, because I've seen her many times, when I saw her most recently in SF, she came out.
All right, so I'm assuming they're getting ready
Carlton.
to end the
She came out,
stream.
she sat down, she pulled the microphone in, and she said, I find it best to get this out of
They
the way.
just
in
want
the
to talk a
beginning."
little more.
And
I'm
she
trying to
went
say,
right into
now,
1,000
Ray,
Miles, right?
take a look at Kamala Khan, Sandra Saad.
I feel like we should just get it out of the way, Morgan Gray, because I've seen it all day long in the chat for 3+ hours.
Look here, come
We'll
on.
start with the number one. What can you tell us about Spider-Man?
We're working on him.
Okay.
I could say that we're working on him. He's cool. He was bit by a radioactive spider one time as a young child.
Oh, we get
and
some
then
Spider-Man
that with that
info.
power
Hold
came
on.
responsibility.
Uh-huh.
I think
The
those are
chat
all
is
things I
losing
can
it.
say.
That's all you can say, huh? Okay.
I mean, I could say more, but I kind of want to stay employed.
That's fine. That's fine. No, and we're not trying. What I'm doing is I want you to give as much as you can give, so the chat understands what you can give.
Greg,
'Cause
you're
I don't
trying to
wanna be
get
told Greg
people
Miller
in
didn't
trouble.
try. Greg Miller's gonna try. Greg Miller wants Spider-Man. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, we're definitely. I will say we're definitely working on him, and a decent portion of the team every day is making,
yeah. Jesus Christ.
Making sure that all their focus and intention is making our favorite wall crawler web slinger cool, and looking forward to seeing him play with the rest of our cast.
And then the next question that, again, I feel for you. You work on War for Wakanda for months, if not years. And then the people, the day before it comes out, they're like, what about more? What about roadmap?
They about to end it.
Oh man, that one. So that I can honestly say that conversation goes well above my pay grade and involves a lot of talk between our brand, Marvel, Square Enix, and so I can tell you that I can tell everyone that many of the things people are interested in, like we listen to the threads, we listen to all the threads, especially they're a great combination of positive feedback and some really well-earned critique. That a number of the things that people are interested on, we're paying attention and trying to make sure that we're tackling them in the order in which they were dialed is my favorite joke on the team. But I think others have to decide when we want to tip our cards and show what the next number of months forward look like. My dodge. Fortunately, it's not even my job to do the roadmap, so I don't have to feel so guilty. But I can say, a lot of us also want to get that roadmap out to the world because, one, we like people knowing what we're working on, but two, we read the threads. So there's a lot of us sometimes that are like, if I could just make an account and I could go and just kind of tell people, and that would be cool, right? And the answer is no. And
they were like, no, that'd be cool when you're in the unemployment line. Like,
see you at GDC.
So then let's go back now, right?
Okay.
Talk to me about the journey so far, right? It's been almost a year, I'm fibbing a bit, right? We still got a month to go, but almost a year since the launch of Marvel's Avengers. What has that been like, launching this game that you guys had worked so long on, but then had to go into a global pandemic with, and then continue it through a global pandemic, then figure out how you're going to do not only working across the globe as you were with studios already, now work from home. This is nightmare stuff for anybody, let alone a game that's going to be online all the time.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, I guess firstly, the thing that needs to be said, which is, every one of us allowed to continue to be gainfully employed while the world's hit with a pandemic and people are losing their livelihoods, some their minds, and sadly, too many of their lives. Like, we got no problems. I got to put that out. Like, this is all blessings. This is all good days for all of us because a lot of people have been impacted terribly. So I got to say that. Then onto the game creation thing. One of the harder things, I guess, is just anyone who's done anything creative, even if it's just played a board game with friends, it's really awkward to try to make music with people that you can't see. that aren't in the same room. So learning how to keep the creative energies going and collaborate when your only window to others is now a small screen and a camera, and maintain those relationships, let alone build new relationships. Because we've hired people during the pandemic. There's people that I'm close to now that they might as well be a pen pal because I've never met them in real life, but we've been up till 4 a.m. talking problem solving bugs or whatever, and now they're like family to me. It's been interesting. I think the thing that is, there's a lot that could be said about the inefficiencies and how difficult. The thing that no one was really factoring in is it's the practicalities, I think, of the experience of closing a game out and working on post-release content. People limited by their bandwidth. Like our game, in a development environment is humongous, gigs upon gigs upon gigs. When you have to pull that thing down over, what might be good for your YouTube or Twitch streaming is not the best when you're like n number of hours waiting to pull down something so you can quote unquote work that day. So these sort of like oddities, right? Like the, hangups with people's intermittent power or with blackouts, or, there's been frosts in Texas. There's been world events. These things all make it more complicated. On the plus side, because we've always had a lot of international partners and studios, democratizing everyone from really being on the same level playing field. There's no in crowd. There's no, well, the people in the main office get to do blah, blah, and the rest of us get scraps. Like everyone got equalized. And that, I think, really helped build stronger relationships across the world. That allowed people to understand better ways to communicate because you had to. And in many ways, I think we've become a better team because you can't just use inference and body language. You have to be more diligent, more specific, and really put the effort. And especially when there's a miscommunication, you have to do the big thing of call someone up and be like, hey, I think you misunderstood me. So these things have been, I think, mixed blessings, but positive. Sadly, I think, as everyone has noticed, the hard thing was all of our timetables and all our projections, who knows anything? It's it blew it all out the window. So it's made, scheduling the way problematic as we try to learn something that, for at least myself, 20 years of game development, I'm like, wow, this is new. We've never had to do this before.
So then how much of a, I don't know, gut check moment was it then to put out roadmaps that had dates on them again, to put out to say that Black Panther's coming in August?
It was a big moment. I mean, there's a lot of people who keep the lights on and pay people's salaries that wanted concessions and confirmation, and there's a lot of I think on us and the team being well, we think we can do X, but we can't be certain, and there's sort of do you say nothing and be too cautious? Do you become brazen and be screw it, we can do whatever we say, just throw it out there, we'll make it happen, and then probably in the middle, there's a bit of best guesses using what metrics we can, and a little well, if we burn the boats, I guess we have no other option but to solve. It's kind of a mixture of all the above. But the real deciding factor, right? Because it's not like we're releasing retail product in these expansions we've been working on, right? We don't need to secure shelving space. There are logistics, but it really was there are a lot of people playing our game who really want to know what's coming down, where we're putting our priorities and what they can expect. And we need to give them some commitment. And if the worst thing that happens is we have to tell them we're making adjustments in part, if not whole, then so be it. That sort of came down. I mean, I was a big advocate on that side as well, which is don't want to tell anyone something and not follow through, but the same token, can't play it so safe that we say nothing, because then we're not helping anyone. So ultimately we said we think we had a pretty good understanding of what we could commit to and the order in which we could do it. So let's get that out there, and then let's all just drive as hard as we can to make sure we can fulfill that.
And I think I can't speak to what your original plan was for stuff, for content, or how you wanted it all to come out, but having it be as rough as it was in terms of getting delayed, the pandemic and everything else, I think really did a couple of things that was super interesting, where it was that I saw you guys learn from that, right? Where it was, I put up a video on our YouTube channel, right? The day before your last big Square Enix presentation, where you put out the roadmap and you started a roadmap and started doing it. And I saw you guys since then really lean into, cool, we will over communicate. And we will tell you hey, yeah, I watch the dev streams and I see the, stuff come up from the chat and they answer it for real. And it's a lot of times that's a great idea. Or yeah, we're working on that, but there's no timetable. And I know for a lot of fans that can be frustrating because they love the game and they want to see it. But I think for so many other people, it's just nice to know they're heard. That's the biggest thing, being heard.
I didn't expect anyone would respond to fans.
Yeah.
But you guys have been really great about that.
That's, I mean, the quote I always say is like, we may have whatever opinions we want to have about the game. They're irrelevant. People who spent their money, they get to say whatever they want, and and it's the most relevant, even if it's absurd. It's whatever they bought the game. You bought a megaphone. You can thank you so much. And and both positive and negative, it's still like something we spend a lot of time looking and reviewing and talking and thinking about, just to make sure that we feel like we're in line with what people want. Now, clearly, we can't just do everything anyone wants at a drop of the dime. Sure. We have to sort of put it in a cohesive strategy, because like there's a lot of practicalities. I think no way, not making excuses, but I don't think people always understand the lead times on creating things, and the number of trains moving at the same time. But in general, like, you feel, I think, across all of the leadership, like 100% beholden to making sure that we give the fans, the things that they think are important, and something cohesive in doing that. So it's not just this random buffet, but it takes all the input and goes through. And we're we've been very excited with the reactions we've been getting as we've been trying to fulfill that roadmap. Sure. For the things that we were hoping would hit well, it did, and where we had goofs, we're like, okay, well, we'll learn from that. But Cap gives us the quote, I could do this, I can do this all day. Like, we just every day. Some days we say it's enthusiastic, I can do this all day. Other days it's like, I could do this every day.
I guess I have to do this all day in my life. It depends on it.
But it's a treat, right? Like, grew up in comics. My first job ever as a kid was in a comic shop. So like, playing with the legacies of these luminaries, who creators, and everyone that's contributed with it. Like, we're both, we're creators of the game, but we're fans ourselves, and so it's a great privilege to be able to play in the Marvel sandbox, for sure.
So, of course, this is the War for Wakanda launch party that comes out tomorrow. You already know that. You heard of this? Yeah, Black Panther.
Oh yeah. I'm familiar. I'm familiar with it.
One of the questions I had, but actually was asked over on the subreddit thread I put up, comes from Joker Faces #2. Says, "Hey Greg, I'd love to know their thought process behind doing Black Panther and Wakanda as the game's first big expansion. Was it more about wanting to add Black Panther as a playable hero, or more about wanting to let players explore Wakanda, or a bit of both?" We talked to Hannah, what seems like days ago at this point of this stream, because we've been going so long, having a great time. But, she talked about that outline and you guys knowing you wanted to get there. How did you decide on Black Panther? How did you decide on Wakanda? How did you decide on this being bigger than what we've seen with Kate and Clint?
Sure. Well, like, one of the cool things when you talk about like the Marvel universe, and people sort of, they focus in on heroes, they focus in on certain villains, sometimes they focus on locations, but the cool thing is it's generally all the above, right? It's like a package deal. You get every hero has some nemesises that you probably like. There's generally, there's locations that you associate with them, and they're fun. And we knew we wanted to have a canvas that freshened things up from where the game had taken place before, whether it was like, in the locales with all the AIM stuff, moving away from the, some of the AIM factions. And there's so many places we could go, but that was one of the big, like, where could we go where we could get a more of a background setting, get some great affordance for enemies and a villain and a cool hero. And Wakanda quickly came to the start of the list. It doesn't hurt the fact that like Black Panther, kind of since Civil War, was a huge impression on all the MCU movies, right? So the late and fantastically great Chadwick did an amazing job portraying him on the big screen, and building a huge number of fans. Like like many comic nerds, like I grew up with Black Panther as one of my superpowers being having a lot of superior melanin. I really saw myself. and it's one of my great superpowers. I enjoy it. But I liked Wakanda. I like the unconquered super science nation. I like the legacy, and I like the combination of the mysticism as well as the technology. And I think, for many on the team, that canvas that Wakanda was able to bridge from the hard, cold science of AIM to the high technology of Wakanda, infused with an aspect of their cultural values as well as the mysticism. It seemed like a great location. T'Challa as a hero is fantastic from a playable standpoint. Having that super agile brawler was a good mechanical inclusion, especially moving beyond the archers and moving beyond the flyers. Like, T'Challa is just fun to play. And then I don't want to. Probably things have been spoiled, but the villains, when you think Claw, who comes along for the ride, is also exciting. exciting. Big personality, being able to bring in some bad guys that can have their teeth both into the history of Wakanda itself, but T'Challa personally, that the player could resonate. It was like you take all those things. We're like, yeah, this is the place to go. And also, it was again, we like when the Avengers at the top of their power isn't the most interesting story to tell. So the Avengers coming in, as slight strangers, and coming to seek the help of T'Challa and Wakanda was also a fun canvas for us to play with their development. And then it's fun. I could ooze all day. The interplay between the characters, each of the conversations, and sort of where the story goes. It's some of the best. It's some of the best, I think, experiences that the game has offered to date. It's probably some of the best writing and delivery that I've seen in video games for a while. I mean, there was an exchange you guys played earlier. I won't spoil it, but there's some wisdom about being the other that comes to play. That when I first heard it in game in its final voice acted form, and you did a fantastic job through Kamala. I got misty, and I'm not Clint Eastwood kind of tough as nails man, but generally 11 a.m. on a Tuesday at work, I don't find times to get like a little misty eyed about how games can deliver some heart, but some heart came through, and so all those things I think made this a great choice for us, because they're a great canvas to spring from where we left the plot line.
Yeah, bouncing off of that, I mean, at this point, we all know the Avengers really well, and their personalities, and of course, what the voice actors bring to their personalities. But now you have these wonderful new characters, and we all know how royal T'Challa is. So all of these conversations that occur, yes, like the new dynamics are so great. I'm starting to remember my exchanges with T'Challa, and you're right, they are pretty striking.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it all. That's out when I get it tomorrow. Of course, don't worry about it, everybody. You can play too. 8 a.m. Cancel school. Cancel school. Cancel work. Just stay home and play. That's how it's gonna be. So, Morgan, are you ready for the lightning round?
Yeah, let's do it.
You're running out of time over here. I know you got things to do. Of course, you
talk fast.
Ready for a thing. So I have quick questions, and then my big question to end it. All right. So throwaway over on the subreddit said, are the new enemies exclusive to the Wakanda region and will only appear in missions within Wakanda?
Currently.
Okay. And we saw it because there's also then the corrupted event's going to be kicking off too, right? The corrupted I've been talking for 3 hours and I'm just blanking.
Corrupted vibranium.
Vibranium. Thank you so much. I was hung up on animatium. I'm like, that's not what we're talking about. That's popping up all over the place, right? That's yes.
Yeah. The things discovered there, they light the spark that sends our Avengers over to Africa.
Jumpman23 wrote a question, and I was like, when he wrote it, I was like, I'm not going to use this question. Then you sneaky developers over there the other day put out a little pimp for, hey, guess what? On the 17th, you can get a new Captain America skin from Avengers. Right, just from the Avengers movie or whatever, and I was like, "That's interesting." Jumpman23 says, "Can you ask him if they'll be releasing Black Panther inspired MCU skins?" Now, before you freak out and say no comment, I don't know, it's above my pay grade, yada yada yada. Everybody, calm down. Everybody, calm down. My question would be. The question would be like, I personally, we can take it to the Captain America skin coming out tomorrow. I thought the MCU stuff was just going to be Endgame and you'd be done with it. It seems like there might be more history or at least possibility there. Is that fair?
I think, I think the demand and reaction to the MCU skins that we put out clearly indicates where we should be putting our focus for the future.
Okay.
I can say that.
That's a fair way to say you don't know for sure and you can't confirm or deny anything, but hey, they've been popular, so why wouldn't we keep making popular things? I hear you. It's fine with me.
I think they're cool. Yeah, I think
This is one that's
also Black Panther's got some crazy cool skins that I like.
Dude, like I was talking about before, when I was in the press thing and I got to actually see some of the marketplace, and I was like, oh my gosh, these look amazing. You sneaky devs turned it off, getting ready for tomorrow. I see what you're up to.
Things.
And then, to end it, I'll give you my final big question, all right?
Yeah.
we talked about this year. We've talked about the launch. Obviously, I've interviewed you folks before on panels and whatever about pre-launch and betas and all that jazz. Now we're talking about War for Wakanda. Everybody gets to experience it tomorrow. But the question does become, in a general sense, obviously, where to you does Avengers go from here? Like, what have you guys learned in this year? What is in War for Wakanda, and what do you see capitalization happening from there?
Sure. So I think we definitely things lessons learned, and people can infer from that where we're going. Sure. Like enemy factions that offer more new things to ply your heroes against. Not just like new enemies, because we could just keep making more AIM enemies, but I imagine what people want to see is more unique factions with their own backstories and looks and abilities. I think that is something we brought to Wakanda, and it's exciting. Sure. We could go bosses, villains. Every hero needs villains, so villains that require more tactics and thoughts to fight. You saw that in the Monica boss release not too long ago. You see it in the boss fights as they play in both the campaign. I got my cat here.
I was gonna say your Black Panther is joining you.
Black Panther is here. But as they play both in the story campaign and as we look to the future for more like hardcore high-end multiplayer content, making sure we're bringing those villains to the table and having them resonate on the tactics. On the sticks is something that's important to us. Keeping our eyes at the various entry points. So like clearly, we have players that are like at end game level, not the movie, but in their journey on most of their heroes, and they're looking for high-end content. We have people who are coming in fresh because they're interested in everything in between. So focusing on content that attacks what people's needs at all aspects of their journey, whether it's a new hero or high-end hero, is something that's important to us, because now we're maintaining a lot. And I think the focus on the sort of reward side, the gears, the abilities, like what it is that you're getting as you progress, and how that applies to a single hero or even your roster heroes, and focusing more on that is something that's where our attention goes for the future. And in all things, like I said, people want the full Marvel experience. So looking at the heroes, the villains, the enemies, and the locations that ooze the universe. And continuing to push ourselves to tell stories that fill of the universe, but add to it as well.
Right on.
Hell yeah. That sounds good. That sounds exactly like what I want out of this. Morgan, congratulations on a year. Congratulations on War for Wakanda tomorrow, and congratulations on the future.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I definitely appreciate the time, and I look forward to the unleashing of the Wakandas and everyone's ability to play and let us know what they think. It should be fun.
Dude, I'm so stoked for streams tomorrow and videos on YouTube of just 4 Black Panthers tearing people apart.
It's gonna be a thing.
Exactly. It's gonna be a huge thing, because, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow War for Wakanda launches for Marvel's Avengers. Remember, of course, it is free if you own the game, alongside the Clint DLC, the Kate DLC, the Omega threat level. I could go on like this for everything Marvel's Avengers has added over the past year, but tomorrow's the big one, War for Wakanda, the Black Panther storyline. And believe it or not, Sandra, that has been more than 3 hours of you and I talking about Black Panther. Can you believe it?
I can believe it. I had fun. Did you?
I had a
fun?
great time. Kidding me? Yeah, I had a great time. Oh my gosh!
Did you
Anytime you get
fun,
to see Dave
Oh
Floyd
yeah,
from DaveFloyd.com.
I loved watching it. I'm willing to say, like, a Greg and Sandra forever should be a new entire show. I think you guys have assembled, even, as it were.
I'm down to do an Avengers show with Sandra anytime. Don't worry about that at all.
We'll make a great pair, Greg.
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's your time. Again,
that's it.
I'll tell you right now.
Have a wonderful time playing tomorrow.
Have a great time. War for Wakanda out tomorrow, 8 a.m.-ish Pacific time, across all sorts of platforms. You can get it there for Marvel's Avengers. Of course, wherever you're watching this, whether it be twitch.tv/Crystal Dynamics, whether it be twitch.tv/Square Enix, whether it be the YouTube channel for Play Avengers, like, subscribe, share, so of course you don't miss any of the future updates, war tables, hopefully other launch parties if they'll have us back, and all sorts of stuff. But no matter what, until next time. been our pleasure to serve you.
Yeah.